ဖေဖေကတော့အရန်အားပေးတယ်မိန်းကလေးပေါ့နော်မိန်းကလေးဆိုသူအပြင်ထွက်တာလည်းမကြိုက်ဘူးဒီအသက်မွေးဝမ်းကြောင်းဒါလေးကကောင်းပါတယ်ပေါ့အဲ့လိုဆိုပြီးတော့ဒါကိုပဲရွေးချယ်တယ်ရွေးချယ်တော့စင်တီမီတာနဲ့တင်နန်းတက်တယ်တင်နန်းတက်ပြီးသွားတဲ့အချိန်မှာတော့ဒီ2007လောက်မှာစိုင်းစားဖွင့်တယ်ပေါ့အိမ်မတိုင်ခင်ကတော့ဒါဆွေမျိုးတွေတငယ်ချင်းတွေကိုချုပ်တယ်အိမ်နီးနားချင်းတွေချုပ်တယ်ပေါ့နော်အဲ့ဒါလေးနဲ့ဒီအိမ်ကနေစပြီးတစ်လျှောက်လုံးဒီဇိုင်းမတီလုပ်ပဲလုပ်သွားခဲ့တာပါရှင်
Her outstanding creations are exclusive design of traditional costume in combination with excellent embroidery skill that makes her dresses unique ones. In 2011, she was invited to participate in a fashion show in Bangkok, and she tried to create Myanmar's gold embroidery on the costumes. That is the main claim to her fame, and it represents her symbol all the way through.
ရွှေကြည်ထိုးကိုနိုင်ငံခြားကနေပြီးတော့ဒီကိုမြန်မာပြည်ကလုပ်တယ်ဆိုတာကိုသိစေချင်တဲ့ဟာတစ်ခုတည်းနဲ့ဟိုဆို2011မှာအဲ့ဒီရွှေကြည်ထိုးတွေစာပြီးလုပ်ဖြစ်တယ်ပေါ့ရွှေကြည်ထိုးကတော့ဒီမြင်နေကြပုံစံတွေကတော့မထူးဆန်းဘူးဒီလိုရွှေကြည်ထိုးတွေသွားတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ရွှေကြည်ထိုးကိုလူပုံနဲ့အင်ကြီးအဝတ်စားမှာလုပ်တာကြတော့အဲ့ချိန်မှာမလုပ်ကြသေးဘူးပေါ့နော်အဲ့လိုဆိုတော့မြန်မာချိန်လူဟာမျိုးလေးတွေလည်းပုံစံပါတယ်နောက်ပြီးတော့လူတကိုယ်လုံးအယုတ်ပေါ့နော်ပကံခက်ပေါ့ပကံမင်းကလေးအယုတ်ကို dress မှာကပ်ပြီးတော့ဒီရွှေကြည်ထိုးနဲ့ပေါ့နော်စပြီးတော့ဒါနိုင်ငံခြားမှာစပြီးပြဖြစ်တယ်ပေါ့အဲ့ပွဲလေးကတော့2011 Biff and Bill ဆိုတဲ့ပွဲလေးပေါ့နော်အဲ့မှာစပြီးရွှေကြည်ထိုးတွေနဲ့စပြီးပြဖြစ်ပါတယ်ရှင်
Her fashionable artworks have been an exceptional and intricate, which can grab the great attention by international communities. Her interest in innovative artwork has been firmly established, and she is able to introduce the elegant dressing style of Myanmar people to the world with her inspired idea. Along with her tapestry work, the art of painting and traditional utensils fashioned by her sister has been cherished and ordered by international clients.
Indonesia Fashion Week ကိုတော့ပြတဲ့ခါကျတော့ဒီထီးလေးတောင်နေဟိုးမနဲ့တခါလေးရောင်းခဲ့ရတယ်အဲ့လိုပေါ့နော်နောက်သူတို့ဘက်ကနေမှာတယ် American ဘက်ကလည်းမှာတယ်ပကြီးပိတ်စာကြတော့ပိတ်စာလိုက်ကိုသူတို့ကမှာယူလို့ကြတော့အဆင်ပြေတယ်ပေါ့နော်အဲ့ဒီခါကျပကြီးအားကြတော့လေ handmade ဆိုရင်ရွှေကြည်ထူးလောက်တော့အရင်ဟိုမကြဘူးပေါ့နော်ဒါပေမဲ့နောက်ဒီ handmade နဲ့ပတ်သက်တဲ့ဒီသူတို့ကိုယ့်ရဲ့လုံကြီးကိုသူတို့ပေါ်ဝါလေးတွေလုပ်တယ်အဲ့လိုပိတ်စာတွေမှာတယ်ပေါ့အဓိကကြတော့အဲ့မှာကြတော့ကိုယ့်ရဲ့ဒီ Indonesia ဈေးကွက်ကကိုအဲ့ကနေစဖြစ်တယ်ပေါ့နော်အခုအချိန်မှာတော့ဝါစုအနေနဲ့ဒီ brand ထုတ်တဲ့အခါမှာဒီပကြီးကိုပေါ့ handmade ပကြီးနဲ့ပိတ်စာတွေကိုလုပ်ဖြစ်တယ်ဈေးကွက်မှာလည်းရောင်းဖြစ်တယ်နောက်ဒီဇိုင်နာလုပ်တဲ့ပွဲတွေပေါ့အဲ့လိုမျိုးလည်းရှိတယ်ဆိုင်မှာလည်းလာပြီးတော့ဝယ်လို့လည်းရ order မှာလို့လည်းရတယ်ပေါ့
She also participated in the Hong Kong Fashion Week in 2016 and the Indonesian Fashion Week in 2017, 2018 and 2019, representing Myanmar. She made her costume exhibitions over 50 fashion shows at home and abroad. Despite she has been struggling with difficulties, she can stand tall in the fashion world and she didn't give up on her ambition. She is pleased to create the glorious costumes with Myanmar traditional designs, and as a result, she has achieved many domestic awards.
Design တခုဖတ်ဖို့အတွက်တော့အချိန်အားဖြင့်ဘာတစ်ခုမှမလုပ်ရဘဲနဲ့ပုံမဆွဲရသေးဘဲနဲ့ဝါဆိုစိတ်တွေ2လ3လလောက်အရင်ဦးဆုံးဒီ idea ကိုအရင်ထုတ်ပါတယ်ပေါ့နော်အဲ့ထုတ်တဲ့အခါဖြစ်လာပြီးတေချာပြီးလှတဲ့ကိုကြိုက်တဲ့ design လေးဆိုရင်အရင် sketch လေးအရင်ဆွဲလိုက်တယ်အဲ့ sketch လေးရလာပြီးထွက်လာပြီးဆိုဒါအောင်မှတစ်ဆင့်ပြန်ပြီးတော့ပုံဖော်ရတော့မယ်ပုံဖော်တဲ့အခါမှာဘာတွေနဲ့သုံးမလဲဘာပစ္စည်းတွေနဲ့သုံးမလဲအဲ့လိုမျိုးပေါ့အဲ့လိုဆိုတော့ဟို handmade တွေသုံးတဲ့အခါမှာအချိန်အရမ်းကြာတယ်လူအင်အားလေးသုံးပါတယ်လူဒီဝတ်စုံတစ်စုံအတွက်ပေါ့အနေဆုံးဓာတ်နဲ့အချီလဲတလားဆိုတာဒါအနေဆုံးပေါ့နော်အဲ့လိုမျိုးလဲကြာတယ်ပြီးသွားတဲ့ခါမှာအမအခါဘသူပကြီးဆွဲတယ်ပကြီးဆွဲလို့ရလာတဲ့ဟောင်မှာကိုကလိုက်ပြီးတော့ထိုးရတယ်ဟိုမှာရွှေကြည်ထိုးတွေနဲ့ထိုးမှာလားဒါမှမဟုတ်အထဲမှာ accessories တွေကဘာတွေထည့်မှာလဲအဲ့ဒီအတွက်ကြောင့်အချိန်အားဖြင့်တော့တစုံတော့ကြာတယ်လားနဲ့ချီဘူးကြာပါတယ်ရှင်
She now launches Happy Heart Brand and Design School and has been producing her own brand. She also disseminates fashion knowledge to Myanmar girls to cherish Myanmar traditions.
ကိုတိုင်းဒီအတက်ပညာကိုတက်ထားတဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်တစ်ဖက်တစ်လမ်းကနေမိသားစုကိုဒါဟာအထောက်အကူပြုနိုင်တယ်ပေါ့နော်အဲ့ဒါမျိုးလေးတွေးစီခြင်းနဲ့နောက်ဆုံးကိုသားသမီးရတဲ့ခါမှာကိုဒီအမွေကိုပြန်ပြီးတော့လက်ဆင့်ကမ်းပြန်ပေးနိုင်မယ်ဒါမျိုးပေါ့အဲ့ဒါမျိုးလေးတွေလည်းလှုပ်စီခြင်းနဲ့နောက်ပြီးအသက်မွေးရန်ကြောင့်ပညာတစ်ခုတက်ထားတဲ့အခါမှာဘယ်တော့မှဒီကိစ္စမမှားပါဘူးပညာရွှေဦးလူမကိုပေါ့နော်ဒီအကြောင်းမျိုးကြောင့်ကိုအမျိုးသားဒီကိုနားမှာရှိခြင်းလည်းရှိမယ်မရှိခြင်းလည်းမရှိကိုမိဘကိုနားမှာရှိခြင်းလည်းရှိမယ်မရှိခြင်းသားသမီးလည်းနားမှာရှိခြင်းလည်းရှိခြင်းမှလည်းရှိမယ်ဒီအတွက်ဒီအမျိုးသမီးတယောက်ဟာဒီပညာကိုတက်ထားတဲ့အခါမှာဘယ်လိုပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ်ကိုချီအောင်ကိုရက်တည်နိုင်တယ်ပေါ့နော်အဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်အမြဲလမ်းမထောင်နိုင်မယ်လို့ထင်တယ်သူ့နယ်ပယ်နဲ့သူမှာသူကအခက်ခဲတွေအများကြီးရှိမှာပဲကိုဒီနေရာကိုကိုစပြီးလုပ်မယ်ဆိုရင်တော့နောက်ပြန်မလှည့်စေချင်ဘူးမင်းကလေးမှုလို့လေမင်းကလေးဒါသူ့နေရာနဲ့သူအများကြီးလုပ်နိုင်ပါတယ်
We should be proud of the role of women in this changing age. Women are brilliant and are empowered in political, economic, and social sectors. Likewise, the development of women's entrepreneurship is the main opportunity to create jobs and new businesses in Myanmar. The success and acknowledgement gained by designer Mimya Wazo should be taken as an exemplary for the rest of the womenfolk. They should also emulate the successful women from their environs in the field of their interest. If the business opportunities for the women can be promoted, will the women be able to move forward in leaps and bounds?
Good evening, folks and friends. William Theo here for the latest news stories breaking all over the world. Former President Rodrigo Duterte is known to time and time again talk smack against his political foes when he was in power and before and after he served his term as president. Now, the mouth of the South former president is being held into account by a House Solon whom he alluded to when he appeared to be coaxing his daughter and sitting Vice President of the Republic on air on how she could use confidential funds. Opposition and party list Solon Franz Marie Castro filed a complaint against the former president who has been issued a subpoena dated October 27 but released to the press only on Wednesday to appear before the prosecutor's office along with petitioner Castro on December 4 and 11 and to present witnesses and or supporting documents. The former president's counsel and one-time presidential spokesman and chief legal counsel Salvador Panelo shrugged off the accusation and stressed Duterte's utterance was hyperbolic and an expression of desire, not a clear and direct threat. It is one of pop art's most enduring and recognizable logos associated with the arguably the most durable and most successful band in the history of rock and roll. The ruby red lips with the oversized tongue sticking out of the gaping mouth came out in the early 70s after frontman and lead vocalist and rock and roll icon Mick Jagger commissioned an English art designer John Pache to design a new image for the band in 1970 based on the image of Kali, the Indian goddess of destruction. Known as the Hot Lips logo, the image has epitomized rock and roll's most famous band that has endured for 7 decades and 61 years and sold tens of millions of vinyl records, audio cassettes, and compact discs. In his recent visit to Mumbai to watch the World Cup of Cricket games, Jagger shared photographs of himself standing in front of the Hot Lips logo. The logo is emblematic of free expression, mischief, and rebellion against authority, which fits the band to a T. In other news, the issuance of Israel's unrelenting bombing and armed foray and into Gaza hospitals is not a matter of the Jewish state's right to defend itself, but rather if such overkill that has led to thousands of innocent children and women's deaths is wrong or right. And the growing voices worldwide against the unspeakable horror unleashed by the Netanyahu government speak of an excessively immoral act that fits exactly into the domain of war crimes. And in protest against Israel's dogged determination to annihilate Hamas at the expense of innocent people's deaths, Bethlehem churches have canceled Christmas celebrations, as VOA's Yan Boshat reports.
Bethlehem will be a somber place this year. The Palestinian city, revered by Christians as the birthplace of Jesus Christ, won't have any celebrations. No lights, no fireworks, and no Christmas tree. The three main churches here, Greek Orthodox, Armenian, and Catholic, have agreed to only conduct religious ceremonies.
This year is going to be totally different. There won't be any lights. We will not have the Christmas tree. We will be mourning those who are being slaughtered in Gaza. There's a deep atmosphere of grief here, and all the churches have decided to only have religious services for Christmas.
Israel declared war after Hamas militants launched a surprise attack in Israel on October 7th. About 1,200 people were killed and 240 others seized and taken into Gaza as hostages. Hamas, a U.S.-designated terrorist group, runs the Gaza Strip. Bethlehem hosts one of the most important Christmas celebrations worldwide. Every year, the city is lit up with thousands of lamps and decorated with one of the biggest Christmas trees in the Holy Land. Since the war between Israel and Hamas broke out on October 7, the churches in Bethlehem host only local believers. Tourists and pilgrims have fled, affecting the city's economy, which relies on its visitors. Sellers like Hadar Hussein agree with the somber moment, but say it's a bit too much not to have even a Christmas tree.
I'm a Muslim, but I don't think this is the correct decision not to set the tree this year. This is a tradition. For centuries we have been doing it. It's a symbol that unites us. I agree it shouldn't be lit, but the tree should be there.
People here in Bethlehem, they say this is going to be a very sad Christmas for them, not only because there won't be any kind of celebrations here, but also because they say they feel really sad for what's going on in Gaza. Although most of the people here, they are Christians, they say they are Palestinians, and they're really sad about what's going on with the killings, the bombings, and the war against Hamas in Gaza.
So we feel sad, but all what we can do here is pray, because the most important thing here is the birth of Jesus and the prayers. So the festivals, it's something like extra. If they cancel that, okay, we are sad. Our kids are sad because they enjoy it, but the most important thing is still here.
The Church of Nativity won't be closed for Christmas. Priests here say this is going to be a very sad Christmas, but service will take place as usual in all churches. Yan Boshat, VOA News, Bethlehem, the West Bank.
At this juncture, we turn to our colleagues in Pine City for the latest events and developments in the Cordilleras. Eddie?
Ngayong pagkarabi, Pilipinas, agtal-talinad akarit, kariti small-scale miner, iti Benguet, iti panagaplikar, iti minahambayan, iti profiling, iti mining operations, iti Benguet, iti 2010. Namuan na 72 lang iti operasyon, iti small-scale mining, iti probinsya. Mapatapat-tamat nasurukan iti 34,000 iti small-scale miners, iti probinsya. Masarakan iti operasyon, ijay itogon, Mangkayan, Tuba, Tublay, Kabayan, Bukod, ken Bakon, Benguet. Nang rugin ti aplikasyon, iti minahambayan, iti 2012, nga mapatlang tinedeklara aminang bayan iti Benguet. Masarakan na ito, ijay Togon, Bakon, Mangkayan, ken Tuba. Iti Cordillera, 13 tinedeklara aminang bayan. Kaduan kat ijay Apayaw, ngay nem, bayat nga pat iti Benguet, ken Sagaysa iti Abra, Kalinga, ken Mountain Province. Kapayatan na napalit nga kampanya kontra insurhensya ken humanitarian assistance iti Cordillera ken Region 1 itututukan ti Tactical Operations Group ti Philippine Air Force. Babali ti Whole of Nation approach sa kabinadang ti Togwan dagiti dadto mga ahensya iti kampanya kontra insurhensya. Pinasangkadan dapay ti paragsuporta iti nabukol at Task Force Baguio babali ti aktibo Civil Military Group Operations. Kabayatan na 24/7 ti on-call ken agresibo a panakipasadday ti anyaman na programa ti gobyerno ket mangipakita iti sinseridad da ngagserbi iti anyaman na panahon ken sitwasyon. Limitado man ti arwatan da ngam impanamnama dati na pardas a panagresponde nang nangrunay ti panahon ti didigra apaset ti Humanitarian Assistance Disaster Relief Operation.
As far as NTF-LCAC is concerned, we, the Air Force here in region, in CAR and Togwan, we will be supportive, whatever it is. Pwede po kaming tumulong sa pakikipag-ugnayan at talakalan pagdating po sa mga pinaglalaban po ng ating mga insurgents.
Bueno, dagiti damdamag manipo dito yung PTV Cordillera siyak ni Eddie Carta Naimbag Arabi.
And that's a wrap for tonight. We look forward to another round of Late Breakers, same time, same channel on your remote or URL browser, and urge you all to keep it simple, stick with what works, count your blessings, be aware as you catch the news right here. William Theo wishing you a restful night ahead. Thank you,
Ang susunod na programa ay rated PG. Ito ay nangangailangan ng patnubay at gabay ng magulang para sa mga batang manonood.
Isang magandang bagong Pilipinas. Ngayon ay Miyerkules, November 15, 2023. Diretsahang usapan sa mahalagang isyu sa bansa kasama ang mga kinatawan ng mga ahensya ng pamahalaan. Ako po si Nina Corpus.
Mula sa Department of Social Welfare and Development, ako po si Yusek Edu Punay. Ihatid namin ang mga programa at serbisyo para sa taong bayan.
May init na balita at mga problemang dapat aksyonan ang ating bibigyang solusyon. Ako po si Chi Atienza.
Tutok lang, narito na ang Bagong Pilipinas ngayon. Sa ating mga balita, nasa Estados Unidos na si Pangulong Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. para sa kanyang pagdalo sa 30th Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation o APEC Economic Leaders Meeting. Bago umalis, binigyang diin ng Pangulo na ang aktibidad ay magiging plataforma para maisulong ang iba't ibang usapin. Kabilang narito ang sustainable at affordable energy transition, pagpapalakas ng MSMEs at pagsusulong ng food security. Pagdating sa Amerika ay agad na bumisita si Pangulong Marcos Jr. sa Filipino community sa San Francisco. Ayon sa Pangulo, patuloy ang mga hakbang ng pamahalaan para maiangat ang kabuhayan at tiyakin ang kapakanan ng mga Pilipino, kabilang ang mga nasa ibayong dagat. Nakatakda ring bisitahin ng Pangulo ang Filipino community sa Los Angeles at sa Honolulu, Hawaii. Good afternoon, magandang tanghali, Yusek Edu. Welcome back. Bago tayo magpatuloy sa mga balita at talakayan, pag-usapan muna natin, Yusek, yung mga kumakalat na mga links sa social media na mga umano'y papremyo mula sa DSWD. Ano po ang detalye dito, Yusek?
Tama yun, partner niya, nabiktima na naman po ng fake news ang DSWD. Lagi po kami nabibiktima nito. Meron po kumakalat ngayon sa social media na mga links po na nagsasabi na namimigay daw po kami ng mga papremyo na iPhone 15, na yung bagong iPhone model, at pati $1,000 daw.
Wow.
Just basta magre-register ka dun sa link na yun. Paulit-ulit po namin sinasabi, wala pong katotohanan po ito. Ito po ay fake news. Huwag po tayo maniniwala dahil hindi po kami nagpaparaffle sa DSWD po. Ang trabaho namin ay mamigay po ng mga tulong sa ating mga kababayang nangangailangan at mahihirap. At ang payo po natin, partner, sa ating mga kababayan, doon lang po tayo makikinig sa mga official channels po at magmo-monitor sa mga balita at sa official social media platforms po namin. Sa Facebook at sa Twitter, ang handle po ay @DSWDSerbs. Yan po yung official Facebook po namin at Twitter. Wala na pong iba. So kung may mga kahina-hinala po na mga ganyang offer, wag po tayong kakagat. Lagi po tayong magve-verify at mag-double check sa ating mga official government agencies para hindi po tayo mabiktima ng fake news. Kasi partner, delikado ito. Hindi lang kayo maluloko. Delikado pa yung cyber security natin.
Right.
Na-hack yung mga account natin dahil sa mga ganyang mga modus po. At kami sa DSWD, tulad ng binanggit ko, partner, ilang beses na kami nabiktima nito. Earlier this year, may mga pumila po ng mga senior citizens sa labas ng opisina namin. Dahil sila daw ay nakatanggap ng fake news nga, nalaman namin na meron daw kaming pamimigay ng mga ayuda na wala naman talaga. Kaya mag-ingat po tayo, lagi tayo mag-double check sa ating mga sources.
Medyo yung ayuda, medyo minsan mas kapani-paniwala pa. Pero yung iPhone 15 at $1,000, medyo magtaka na po kayo. But anything always talaga, i-double check or triple check po ninyo. Kasi once na-press nyo yung link na yan, makukuha na lahat po ng detalye ninyo sa mga Facebook account nyo at mamaya hihinga na ng pera yung mga kamag-anak ninyo at mga kaibigan.
Yes.
So ingat po tayo talaga sa mga ganyan.
Tama yun, partner. May dagdag ko lang, partner. Hindi naman po natutulog ang pamahalaan sa sagot or pagresponde dito sa fake news. Ang administrasyon po sa pangunguna ng Presidential Communications Office ay nag-launch ng Media and Information Literacy Campaign para labanan ng mga fake news nga sa ating mga social media at nabibiktima iba't ibang ahensya po ng gobyerno. May hakbang pong ginagawa ang administrasyon ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos na MIL nga po, yung Media and Information Literacy Campaign.
Yes. Okay, so lagi po tayo maging mapagmatsyag. Ito naman po, magandang balita. Solusyon sa plastic pollution ng bansa, ating pag-uusapan kasama si Director Carlo Arcilla. Siya po ang Executive Director mula sa Philippine Nuclear Research Institute. Director Arcilla, magandang tanghali po at welcome sa Bagong Pilipinas ngayon.
Magandang tanghali din po. Sorry, nandito na ako sa visa processing, kaya nasa anyway po. Sige po, magandang hapon po.
That's okay, sir. Maraming salamat. Ilang toneladang plastic po ba ang nakokolekta sa basura kada taon dito po sa Pilipinas? Gaano po kalaking problema ang plastic pollution ng Pilipinas sa ngayon?
Yung exact number hindi ko parang, pero millions. We are one of the biggest, anong tawag yan, sources ng plastic pollution. Ang dahil lahat ng tinitingi, ginagawa ng mga sachets. Pero ang pinaka-problema po kasi, yung pag-recycle ng plastics na yan. Yung pag-recycle po ng plastics, kung hindi maganda ang pagkakaprocess, hindi maganda ang recycling, hindi mo magagamit repeatedly or for example, gagamitin mo siyang construction material, hindi maganda ang bonding. Ang ginagawa po namin sa PNRI, pag in-irradiate mo siya, ma-manipulate yung bonding characteristics ng plastics para pag pininit mo sa talagang lalakas yung bond. So, pwede mo siyang gamitin as construction material, for example, at saka maraming pa. So, yan po yung importante kasi para mas mapahaba po yung gamit ng plastics. Yan po. Thank you.
Director Arcilla, magandang tanghali po. matagal na pong issue itong mga plastic po, no? Taon-taon nagiging problema po ito, nare-raise po ito. May mga legislations na rin po tayong nagawa para solusyonan ito. Kayo po ba sa tanggapan nyo po, DOST, ano po bang solusyon na nakikita nyo pa para ma-resolve talaga itong problema sa plastic?
Ito nga, ang ginagawa namin ay pinupuntahan po yung ugat ng hindi na po kasi ugat po nung sunod ng problema kung paano magagamit ulit yung plastics. Ang isa ng solution dapat yan, ibaguhin na lang yung pagpapackaging, pero that's a different solution. Ang problema, yung nandyan ng plastics ngayon na nakatambak, ang dami po niyan. So, yun po yung napaka-importante solution. Kasi kung hindi maayos yung pagpapareprocess ng plastics, hindi maganda ang paggamit niya. Yung problema ay nandyan rin tatagal po. So, yun po yun. Meron kami irrigation facility at saka nakatiyo din doon sa Mindanao. Meron na pong private takers po nito.
Okay, so Director, alam ko meron kayong proyekto na para itong mga plastic na ito ay ma-recycle natin at magamit sa isang magandang paraan. At may kinalaman ito sa nuclear. No? Marami po sa amin kasi ibang understanding kapag narinig ang salitang nuclear, di ba? Or parang nakakatakot, parang nuclear bomb or nuclear source of energy. Pero sa sinasabi po ninyo, ang tawag nyo nuclear solution na makakatulong sa plastic pollution. Pakipaliwanag po ito.
Ganito po kasi, yun nga ang problema, ang konsepto ng mga tapos sa nuclear ay bomba. No? Hindi alam na maraming application ng nuclear science. Sa medicine, for example, sa cancer. Ang number one talagang panggamot sa cancer ay nuclear. Sa agriculture, may applications po kami, yung plant growth promoter namin. Kasi ang ginagawa dyan, yung irradiation ang gagaling sa nuclear, maraming gagamitin. Yung sa energy po, isang application lang yun, at saka yung sa especially yung bomb, bawal pa sa constitution na yun. Marami pong applications talaga. For example, paano mo i-guarantee yung mga yung mga PPE ay malinis, yung mga gloves na ginagamit para siguradong walang germs yan, dapat irradiation na gagamitin. Isa pong ang tawag po dyan is ang tawag doon ay it's enhancement ng mga products po ganyan. Hindi lang po masyadong alam niya po. Salamat dahil kinakausap niyo kami. Kasi para malaman na hindi lang po bomba ng pag-nuclear pinag-uusapan.
Director, ano po ang benefits ng radiation technology sa polymers ng plastic? Eco-friendly po ba ang teknolohiyang ito?
Yan po, actually, mabuti sinabi niya po yan. Kasi ang gano'n kasi, ang polymers po kasi, dito yung direct application. Kasi ang plastic, polymers po yan. Yan yung mga bante. Nuclear lang ang pwedeng mag-alter ng characteristics niya. Hindi, pag ininit mo yan, wala. Pero pag in-applyan mo ng radiation, pagbabago yung bonding characteristics para mas lalakas po siya. So yun po yung importante. Yun po yung characteristics. Sorry lang kasi kasi nandito ako sa hallway. So yun po yung pinaka-importante. Hindi magagawa ng ibang proseso yun kung hindi sa nuclear.
Director, gamit itong innovative technology po na bago nga po ito, ano po ba mga produkto yung maaring magawa gamit itong bagong technology na ito para sa kaalaman po ng ating mga kababayan?
Okay. Una, iniimbita ko kayo kung mga gusto man. Meron kami dito ang aming opisina sa may Techno Hub, sa may central ng Iglesia. 8 hectares po. Andito may laboratories po kami para yung pong itlog sinasabi. I'll give you examples. For example, andito po yung palay. Para hindi siya pabulok agad, pag iniradiate po yan, ang mangyayari, tatagal po yan pag magandang container. So, ibig sabihin, tatagal siya. So, baka mabawasan ng imports pag yan ang gagawin. Isang nga yan. Meron kami plant growth promoter na mapapadami ang production ng rice at saka mapapaganda yung klase ng binhi. through mutation processing. Mutation. Yun po yung mga technology. Tapos, alam niyo po ba, for example, yung mga wire, ang mga wire po kasi ay may copper at saka may rubber. Pag iniradiate po yan, kakapit ng husto yung rubber doon sa wire. So, mas less ang chance na masunog. So, may fire protection po. Yan lang po ang konti ng applications. At saka ito nga pong polymer modification para ma-improve yung reusability ng plastics. Yun po.
Okay. Sir, mula po sa bagong teknolohiyang ito, ano po pa ang mga susunod na hakbang ng DOST tungkol dito? Magkakaroon po ba kayo ng pilot testing at masusing pag-aaral para po dito?
Actually, lampas na kami sa pilot testing. Meron na pong private company na gagawa ng produkto dito sa atin. Ginagawa na po nila yun. And then, the products are starting to be sold. Meron na kami 2 private companies na magbebenta ng produkto. At saka, pag maganda dyan, pag na ano po yun, marami pong tawag dyan, ang mangyayari ay mas kakalat ito. Kasi hindi po kami, we are not manufacturing. So, may kailangan may private takers. Yan po yung isa. Tapos pangalawa, isa pang ginagawa ng project. Ngayon, nuclear-related din, ay para mapababa ang cost ng pag-diagnose ng cancer. Kasi napakamahal po kasi ng cancer diagnosis sa Pilipinas. Pag-diagnose sa mga Pilipino ng cancer, stage 4 na. May nuclear technology para ma-diagnose sila at much earlier stage. Para mas malaki ang chance na mabuhay sila. Yan po, ginagawa na po namin yung building para dyan po.
Alright. Director, alam natin gaano kahalaga yung importance ng implementation sa grassroots level po, no, nitong para sa solusyon dito sa plastic pollution. So ang tanong po ng marami, ano po ba magiging role ng mga local government units at ating mga komunidad, ating mga kababayan para sa implementasyon ng proyekto pong ito?
Thank you. Ang kagandahan po kasi maraming LGU na ngayon ay nag-segregate na sila. So yung mga plastic waste ay nakukumpuni na. Okay? Ang susunod po yan, yung pag-process po nun. Ang isang problema lang po kasi yung irrigation facilities, limitado lang. Ang meron lang po tayo ngayon nasa Manila, pero may tatayo pa sa Mindanao. Pero pag nakita kasing effective ito, marami pa mag-i-invest para sa ganitong facilities. No? Pero napaka-importante step po yung pang-segregate. Kasi pag-segregate, marami kang ma-reuse. Yung po.
Okay, mensahe nyo na lang po sa ating mga kababayan, sir.
Yeah, yun nga po. Una, sana naman, pag sinabi ang word ng nuclear, hindi buwang balang. Kailangan po pala natin ang nuclear energy kasi ang nuclear energy ay the safest and the cleanest and one of the cheapest sources of energy. Ang presidente natin ay nasa US ngayon at saka pinopromote nila yung nuclear. Bakit po? Kasi ang problema natin, karamihan ng kuryente natin galing sa coal na imported. Ang nuclear energy, napakataas ng energy density. So, importante po yung nuclear energy. Pero hindi lang po nuclear energy, meron tayong nuclear medicine, itong plastics treatment, meron din po tayo ng fire prevention. Sana, sa mga bata, po tayo mag-aral ng nuclear science. Pag nagtayo po kasi marami ng potential. For example, sa medical physics, kailangan po yan sa nuclear. Kulang ang trabahador medical physics sa buong mundo. Nuclear-related po ang kailangan ginagawa nila. So yan lang po ang aking mensahe sa mga kababayan ko. Salamat po.
Okay, maraming salamat po sa inyong oras, Director Carlo Arcilia, Executive Director mula sa Philippine Nuclear Research Institute.
Thank you very much po.
Nakaambang na transport strike hinggil sa pagpapatupad ng PTV Modernization Program at ang patuloy na pagsugpo sa mga kolorum na sasakyan, atin namang pag-usapan kasama si Celine Pialago, ang tagapagsalita ng Land Transportation, Franchising and Regulatory Board or LTFRB. Magandang tanghali po, ma'am, at welcome sa Bagong Pilipinas Ngayon.
Magandang tanghali po ay sa lahat ng nanonood at nakikinig po sa atin. Magandang tanghali po sa inyong lahat.
Ma'am, mula po sa inyong pakikipagtulungan sa Department of Transportation, ilang % na po ba sa mga jeepney natin ang nag-comply sa PTV Modernization Program ng pamahalaan?
Napakaganda naman, sir, ng percentage natin. Majority ng ating mga public transport or public utility jeepneys ay maganda ang reception po nila sa ating modernization program. Nasa at least 60% or more po ang reported po sa atin. But yet to be reviewed pa rin po yan. In fact po, ongoing po ang meeting ngayon ng ating Chairman Teofilo Guadis para po ipatawag at i-double check po ang percentage ng consolidation at ma-review lang ho kung gaano na ho kadami ang sumusuporta sa PUV-MP program ng national government.
Ma'am, ano po ang magiging hakbang ng LTFRB sa pahayag ng isang transport group na magsasagawa sila ng nationwide transport strike tungkol pa rin sa PUV modernization program?
Well, ma'am, ang standard operating procedures po kasi natin, sa tuwing nagsasagawa ng malawakang transport strike, ay makikipag-ugnayan po ang LTFRB sa ilang attached agencies para po tiyakin na may masasakyan po ang mga pasahero. Alam niyo, ma'am, at the end of the day, welfare po ng mga pasahero ang importante po para ho sa ating lahat. Dahil po, pag nagkakaroon ng transport strike, sila po ang unang naapektuhan. But then again, ang coordination po with the attached agencies and local government unit ay uumpisahan po ngayong araw para makita rin po kung gaano po ba kalaki ang magiging impact ng gagawing transport strike on Monday. Ang ating pong Chairman Teofilo Guadis III ay very hands-on po sa usapin na ito para tiyakin ang coordination sa MMDA for NCR, ang JTF-NCR, kasama din po yan, and of course, yung mga masasakyan po na maaapektuhang pasahero.
Ma'am, nagkaroon na ba tayo ng dialogo dito sa grupo na ito at nalaman na po ba natin kung ano yung mga hinaing nila na kailangan nating tugunan po?
Ang priority po ng ating chairman, tiyakin munang may masakyan ng mga pasahero on Monday at isusulong po ng ating chairman ang open dialogue po sa kanila. At alam niyo po si Chairman Guadis, lahat po ng transport group ay nakakapunta sa kanyang opisina anumang oras. So after po siguro nitong transport strike ay bubuksan po ang pintuan para po sila ay makausap ng personal din po sa kanilang mga hinaing. Dahil naniniwala po si Chairman Guadis at ang pamunuan ng SFRB na hindi lang ho naiintindihan ang PUV modernization. Ang una po kasing kinakatakot dyan ay ang jeepney phase-out. Wala naman hong mangyayaring jeepney phase-out. Kahit po ang mga traditional jeepneys po ay makakabiyahe under PUV-MP. Basta lang ho tiyakin na makakapasa po ito sa roadworthiness test ng Land Transportation Office. Ang mahalaga lang po, mag-consolidate lang po muna, magsama-sama po at least 15 operators para po ang consolidation natin, ma-meet po natin yung deadline on December 31 taong 2023. Yun po muna ang pinaka-importante. Kasi pag wala pong consolidation, wala pong confirmation sa LTFRB. Pag wala pong confirmation, wala pong basis ang LTO sa kanilang registration. Pag nagkaganon po, baka po hindi sila makabiyahe for next year. Importante po yun. So, ang ating pong information dissemination drive ay tuloy-tuloy para po mahikayat sila at mas maintindihan po nila ang programa ng PUV-MP. In fact, next week, ilo-launch po ng ating chairman ang kanyang one-stop repair shop para po sa lahat ng manghihingi pa ng tulong at paglilinaw sa PUV-MP. Bubuksan po yon nationwide sa iba't ibang opisina ng LTFRB sa pangunguna po ni Chairman Guadis.
Ma'am, sa isasagawang transport strike, ano po yung mga dapat alalahanin ng mga transport group para hindi maparelisa ang biyahe ng ating mga commuter? At ano po ang mga regulasyon sa pagsasagawa ng strike?
Well, ma'am, alam niyo po, nire-respeto po natin yan ever since naman po, since time immemorial, pag mayroon pong mga hinaing, democratic naman po tayo, sila ho ay malayang nakakapaghayag ng kanilang sentimiento. Sila po ay malayang gawin po ito, ang pinaka-importante lang po, at the end of the day, ma-meet natin yung goal na maintindihan po nila ang PUV modernization program ng gobyerno. At ang LTFRB po, again, sa pangunguna po ng aming Chairman Teofilo Guadis III, bukas ang kanyang opisina, magtutuloy-tuloy po ang kanyang mga programa para po lubos silang maintindihan na walang jeepney phase-out na mangyayari. Even po yung financial assistance ay kailangan bigyan linaw dahil po naglilipa na po ang mga iba't ibang balita na hindi daw po ito progresibo at hindi daw po successful ang nasabing programa. Well, in fact, napaka-successful po at napakadami pong mga transport groups ang sumusuporta sa PUVMP. So kung education drive lamang po, information drive, dyan po hindi magkukulang ang LTFRB. Pagpapatuloy po ng ating Chairman Guadis yung information drive para po lubos na maintindihan ang PUVMP.
Yes, ma'am. Tanong lang po, no, nagkaroon ba tayo ng impact assessment dito sa programang ito? At sa assessment nyo po ba, ready na talaga yung sektor ng mga PUV para dito sa modernization? Kasi ang takot ng karamihan, marami dyan hindi makakakomply, mawawalan ng mga trabaho, itong mga chopper natin. May programa din po ba kayo para bigyan sila ng assistance?
Yes, sir. Kompleto po no, ang programa ng LTFRB. In fact po, hindi lang po yung pin ng consolidation ang pinapaprioritize po ng ating chairman na ma-disseminate po sa ating mga kababayan. Importante rin po maintindihan nila yung mga programa po for TESDA na nakasalalay po sa ating mga super. Marami pong programa para po sila ay maalalayan. Yun nga po sir, no? Kailangan talaga information drive para lubos po nilang maintindihan yung programa po ng PUVMP. Kasi ang sigaw po nila sila ay napapabayaan or sila ay mapapabayaan, which is talaga pong mali. Dahil po merong tinatawag na Super Scholar Program ang LTFRB. Ang total beneficiaries po niyan ay nasa 23,000 na po mahigit, no? At meron din pong ilang programa sa TESDA na may 9,000 estimated slots po para po sila ay matulungan. So sa Entrepreneur Program, 4,970 na drivers, operators, ang binibigyan na ho ng tulong, no? Para po sila ay makapagsimula kung sila ho ay ayaw ng magmaneho. So, may mga ganong program, sir, na hindi po naha-highlight, no? At ang naha-highlight lamang po ay ang false information patungkol po sa PUVMP. So, yan po yung mga programa na kailangan pong tutukan at ipaintindi po sa ating mga kababayan.
Alright. Thank you, ma'am. Sa ibang usapin naman po, hingi lang po kami ng update dito sa patuloy yung operasyon at pagsugpo naman sa mga kolorum sa pampublikong sasakyan na illegal na nag-ooperate sa ating mga kalsada. Kamusta po yung operations natin dyan, ma'am?
Well, sir, nitong nakaraan lang, no, naglabas po ng opinion ang Department of Justice at nire-respeto po yun ng pamunuan ng LTFRB. At sa ngayon po, ang pinaka-importante sa aming ahensya ay ma-ensure po ang comprehensive understanding of the legal landscape, kumbaga. Kasi po, at the end of the day, we maintain our position na we have the authority to apprehend, impound, and dispose kolorong vehicles. But then po, this assertion is grounded in the board's interpretation of its legal mandate. Kaya po, ang naging hakbang ng LTFRB, number one, we submitted a formal request to the Office of the Solicitor General seeking a separate legal opinion para po sa magkaroon na ho ng linaw, no, yung legal clarity in matters of public regulation, lalo na sa transportation. But sa po, we are still waiting at ngayon ang LTFRB po voluntarily ceased the execution or conduct of our anti-colorum activities since last June 7, 2023 while waiting po sa legal opinion ng OSG at ng Department of Transportation.
Base po sa inyong records, ilan na po ang mga nahuling colorum na sasakyan sa ngayon? At ano po ang partisipasyon ng LTFRB sa operasyong ito mula sa pakikipagtulungan po ninyo with LTO, MMDA at HPG?
Oh, ma'am, I'm just not so sure. I'll get back to you on the figures. Kung ilan na po overall ang nahuli ng LTFRB sa kanilang anti-colorum program. Pero kung ito po ay maibabalik, no, ang kapangyarihan sa LTFRB, pwede naman pong mag-tap ng mga agencies na magiging katuwang dito. Pero paalalahanan na lang siguro natin sila sa mga offense, no, pag sila po ay nahuli. Ang first offense po ng ang colorum ay medyo mabigat, 100,000 din po yan, ano? Kaya kailangan po nating siguraduhin na ang bumabiyahe po sa kalsada ay hindi colorum. So, ayan nyo ma'am, babalikan ko po kayo dun sa figures kung ilan na overall ang na-impound ng LTFRB. But sa ngayon po, we will stand po doon sa ating statement na nakaseize po muna ang execution ng anti-colorum activities ng LTFRB till such time po na lumabas na rin po ang legal opinion from the Office of the Solicitor General.
Alright, ma'am. Pero dito nga po sa mga usapin ng mga kolorum, matagal na issue to, ma'am Celine, alam nyo naman po. Pero may bago po bang atake itong LTFRB para solusyonan ito? Para once and for all, wala na yung mga kolorum nating mga public transport sa kalsada.
Siguro po mainam, no? Pag lumabas na po ang legal opinion ng OSG, babalik tanawan po natin lahat ng policies, lahat po ng pangil ng LTFRB patungkol po sa pagsugpo ng kolorum vehicles. Sa ngayon po talaga, sir, dahil nag-aantay tayo ng legal opinion, mainam hong antayin lang muna natin yon para po ang ating chairman ay tuluyan po makapag-desisyon, makapag-deputize kung ano po ba ang mga tamang hakbang na gagawin. Pero sa ngayon po kasi, nakataas po ang aming mga kamay at hindi po tayo makakapag-operate at hindi rin po masyado makapag-komento habang nag-aantay ng legal opinion mula po sa OSG.
Alright, mensahe nyo na lang po para sa mga transport group at sa mga magiging mga commuter, maging sa mga commuter po na maapektuhan ng transport strike.
Ang pinakamahalagang mensahe po ng aming ahensya ay iparating po sa ating mga operators, transport group, na sa pagbabalik po ni Chairman Teofilo Guadis III, isusulong po ang transparency at paiigtingin po ang information dissemination drive para po maintindihan nila yung mga programa po ng LTFRB at maiwas po at malayo sila sa mga false information or kung hindi man false, kulang na information na nagkikreate po ng takot sa ating mga tsuper, sa ating mga operator. Ang opisina po ng LTFRB ay bukas. Again, next week, magkakaroon po ng once a week, one-stop shop ang ating chairman para po lahat ng kanilang concerns ay maidulog po doon, lahat ng kanilang katanungan ay ma-address din po doon. Sa darating naman pong malawakang transport strike on Monday, maniwala po ang ating mga kababayan na hindi po pababayaan ng LTFRB together with other attached agencies ang ating mga pasahero at titiyakin po na meron silang masasakyan on Monday.
Alright, maraming salamat sa inyong oras. Ma'am Celine Tialago, ang tagapagsalita ng LTFRB.
Maraming salamat.
Pangatlong batch ng mga Pilipinong lumikas mula sa Gaza dumating na sa bansa kahapon. Kabilang sa mga dumating ang 14 na Pilipinong kasama ang 6 na Palestinian. Dahil sa matinding stress na naranasan ng ilan nating kababayan bunsod ng kaguluhan, ay nakahanda ang Department of Health at DSWD na tulungan sila para sa stress management. Ayon sa Department of Foreign Affairs, nakipag-ugnayan na rin sila sa iba pang ahensya ng gobyerno para matulungan ang ibang Pilipino na walang mapuntahan dito sa Pilipinas. Nakatakda namang dumating ngayong araw ang panibagong batch ng Pinoy Repatriates.
School-based mental health program, ating pag-uusapan kasama si Senator Win Gatchalian, ang chair ng Senate Committee on Basic Education. Senator Win, magandang tanghali po at welcome sa Bagong Pilipinas.
Good afternoon, magandang tanghali.
Una po sa lahat, Senator, paki-explain nyo po sa amin, pwede nyo bang ipaliwanag itong Senate Bill 2200 na inyong isinusulong tungkol sa school-based mental health program?
May tatlong layunin itong batas na ito dahil nakita natin yung problema pagdating sa pagbibigay suporta sa mental health ng ating mga estudyante, pati na rin ng ating mga guro at non-teaching staff. Lumalabas sa datos na sa loob ng 5 taon, merong nagpakamatay na halos 1,600 students sa mga public schools natin. Hindi ito masyadong nababalita, pero pag tinignan natin yung datos, dahil yung datos ay actual report to, nakakabahala to sa ating lahat. Napakadami na buhay ang nawawala dahil sa mental health. Kaya may tatlong layunin to. Unang-una, paigtingin ang mental health program ng Department of Education, ilagyan ng tunay na programa para sa mental health katulad ng detection, information campaign, at mga programa, for example, yung hotline, mga programa na talagang makakabawas o makakalutas ng problema natin sa mental health. Pangalawa, dahil kulang tayo ng guidance counselors, itong batas na ito ay maghihikayat ng maraming mga college students na pumasok sa guidance counseling at iba pang mental health related courses para dumami yung mental health specialist natin sa ating mga paaralan. At pangatlo, isa pang layunin nitong batas na ito ay tulungan din yung teaching and non-teaching staff ng ating mga paaralan dahil hindi lang naman mga estudyante natin nakakaranas ng mental health issues kundi pati mga teaching and non-teaching staff natin.
Alright, Senwin, magandang tanghali po. Sa pag-aaral nyo, may binanggit po kayong data, no? Yung 1,600 students nga po. Sa pag-aaral nyo, Senwin, ano po ba yung nag-i-impact ng pandemic naman dito sa mental health ng ating mga kabataan?
Malaki. Nakita namin sa datos na tumaas ang yung mental health related calls, yung mga tumatawag sa hotline doong panahon ng pandemic 2020 and 2021. At dahil tumaas yung bilang ng tumatawag, tumaas rin yung talagang aktual na nagpapakamatay. Hindi lang to sa ating mga paaralan, kundi sa mga matatanda nangyayari rin to. Tinignan rin namin yung datos ng Council on Mental Health at ganyan din ang lumalabas na noong panahon ng pandemic, tumaas ang bilang ng tumatawag sa mental health hotline at yung mga aktual na nagpapakamatay.
Alright, follow-up, Senwin, sa SB 2200 nyo po ba, sino mga ngasiwa sa pagpapatupad nitong school-based mental health program sakaling may isabatas po ito?
Ang itinalaga namin ay mga registered guidance counselors at registered psychologists dahil itong dalawang profession na ito ay makakatulong sa pag-address ng mental health natin. At itong dalawang profession na ito magpapalawak ng bilang ng mental health specialist na makakatulong sa ating mga paaralan. Sila yung mga kukunin natin at tatao doon sa mga tinatawag namin care centers. Ito yung mga centers na pwedeng puntahan ng mga estudyante kung mayroong problema sila na nararamdaman.
Okay, pagdating po sa sinasabi nyo ngang intervention, Senator, kasama din po ba sa inyong isinusulong ang iba't ibang mental health services? Can you give us some more details kung paano po ninyo ito isasama sa programa?
Maraming kasama sa programa yung mga services. No? Services tulad ng information campaign, tulad ng referral system, tulad ng counseling. Yan ay kasama sa programang kasama sa batas at sa mga services na i-offer na nasa ilalim ng batas. Pero lilinawin ko, hindi natin sasaklawin o hindi kasama dito yung treatment. No, yung treatment kasi mas komplikado ito. Baka kakailanganin na ng medical intervention kung saan mga ospital na natin ang papasok para magbigay ng intervention.
Alright, Senator, bahagi din po ang care center sa inyong isinusulong na batas dito sa school-based mental health program. Pakibigyan po kami ng detalye dito regarding naman sa mga care centers po sa pagpapatupad nitong bill nyo po.
Itong mga care centers, ito yung lugar kung saan pwedeng pumunta yung mga estudyante or teaching and non-teaching staff para humingi ng counseling at ng payo kung ano ang gagawin. At sila na rin ang merong responsibilidad na magkaroon ng tinatawag natin detection program para malaman natin kung meron pong problema sa kanilang eskwelahan. Depende rin sa sitwasyon ng isang lugar. For example, kung yung isang eskwelahan nakakaranas ng extreme stress, no? For example, may gera o merong bagyo, most likely mga estudyante doon ay nakakaranas ng stress at mental health issues. Kaya depende sa situation, ang batas, ang layunin ng batas ay magpatayo at least bawat isa sa mga eskwelahan natin at kung depende sa situation, pwede pang magpatayo ng mas marami.
Senator Gatchalian, kung maisa sa batas po ito, ibig sabihin po ba ay magdadagdag ang mga paaralan, ang mga personnel natututok sa mental health program na ito. Paano po ang magiging sistema nito, Senator?
Yeah, magdadagdag ng magdadagdag tayo ng mga tao, tawag natin mental health associates at mental health specialists. Ito yung mga tao na alam ang gagawin, ang mga trained na mga tao kung paano i-handle ang mental health issues. Ito yung mga trained professionals o yung mental health associate na mga taong nag-aral ng counseling at mental health related courses. Kaya ang importante dito, dumami yung mga mental health practitioners sa ating paaralan. Yun ang pinakamahalaga. Alam natin may shortage ngayon, pero ang layunin ng batas, yung mga taong pwedeng makatulong pagdating sa mental health.
Sen, siguro maganda pong tignan, sa tingin niyo po gaano po kahanda ang ating mga paaralan para i-implement itong measure niyo nga po, considering especially yung stigma, social and cultural stigma that comes with mental health issues?
Hindi siya ma-implement kaagad, no? Ito ay merong kumbaga ito yung ating direksyon. Aminado ako nakakalanganin ng malaking pondo at hindi ma-implement yan overnight. Pero ang importante, meron na tayong direksyon kung saan pupunta.
Senator, pakipaliwanag po bakit ang mental health is something that is close to your heart. Meron po ba kayong gustong sabihin or meron ba kayong naging personal experience kung bakit ito po ay importante para sa inyo?
Nakita ko kasi sa datos na ang mental health is also an academic issue. Kung gusto natin tumaas ang grado ng mga estudyante natin, dapat ma-address natin yung mental health issues. Doon sa 2018 PISA results, lumalabas na yung mga batang nabubuli, ang baba ng grado kumpara sa mga batang hindi nabubuli. Bullying ay isang mental health issue, no? Both doon sa nabubuli at nagbubuli. Kaya ang mental health ay isang isang academic issue rin. Kaya kung ang layunin ng batas natin ay pataasin ang learner performance, learner outcome, mga grado ng ating mga estudyante, dapat ma-address natin ang mental health situation ng ating mga mag-aaral.
Yes, Senator Win, maraming salamat po sa pag-explain po niyan kasi totoo, hindi lang naman puro academics ang ating education system. Dapat importante talaga, lalo na po itong recent news about 2 Taguig students po, no? Na nasa balita po ngayon na parang 15 and 16 years old lang, talagang nakakabahala. At yung sinabi niyo pong 1,600 na data ng mga estudyanteng nagpakamatay in the last few years, no? Dito po sa Pilipinas, hindi na pag-uusapan. Kasi medyo po tabu pag-usapan ang bagay na ito. Mahirap pag-usapan, masakit pag-usapan. So, sa inyong palagay, paano po ba natin ito makaka-create tayo ng awareness pa sa ganitong usapin? Paano po makakapag-participate ang ating mga estudyante, ang ating mga teaching personnel? Kasi tama po kayo, yung bully at saka yung victim, minsan yung bully ay victim din.
Importanteng malaman ng ating mga teaching personnel, school staff, ang mental health. Maintindihan nila. Marami rin kasi hindi naintindihan ng mental health. Akala nila pagod lang or gutom. Marami sa ating mga, even yung mga matatanda, no? Hindi nila alam kung ano ang symptoms at ano ang signs ng mental health. Kaya kasama dito sa batas na ito yung information campaign. Diyan rin nag-uumpisa hindi mo magagamot ang isang bagay kung hindi mo alam nangyayari na So, importante yung information campaign.
Yes, and yung acknowledgement, no, na itong mental health issue na ito, sometimes you really have to treat it. Hindi lang ng counseling, pati ng gamot. Kumbaga, kunyari, meron kang diabetes, meron niyang maintenance po At syempre, kailangan rin yan ng gastos. Anyway, Senator Win, sa ibang usapin naman, kumusta naman po ang mga budget hearing ngayon dyan po sa inyo, dyan sa plenary?
On schedule naman, hopefully by next Monday, matapos na namin lahat. So hopefully, ang target. Kung may stretch man, baka until maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. Pero ang target namin next week tapos na ito para bago mag-adjourn kami ng December, I think mga December 14, ay matatransmit na yung budget sa Office of the President.
Okay, ito naman po ay may katanungan tungkol sa mga nangyayari ngayon sa Pogo. Dapat po bang taasan ang budget ng mga law enforcement agencies para masawata ang mga illegal na Pogo, Senator?
Ako, tingin ko kahit anong itaas natin na budget, hindi mawawala yung krimen ng Pogo dahil yung Pogo talaga ang source, ang sanhi ng mga krimen. Kaya dapat natin putulin yung source kung saan nanggagaling itong mga krimen na nakikita natin, lalo na human trafficking na lumalala. This year alone, 4,700 victims ang na-rescue natin sa human trafficking na nanggaling sa Pogo. Kaya importante maputol natin yung source. At ito yung source ng human trafficking, scamming na nakikita natin itong mga ilang buwan na nakaraan.
Alright, mensahe nyo na lang po, Senwin, sa ating mga kababayan na nakatutok ngayon sa ating programa.
Maraming salamat po at thank you sa maganda nating interview. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat po sa inyong oras, Senator Win Gatchalian, ang Chair ng Senate Committee on Basic Education.
Tiniyak ng Department of Agriculture na may sapat na supply ng abot-kayang bigas. Ayon kay DA Assistant Secretary Arnel de Mesa, 90% ng palay ngayong harvest season ay naani at ibinenta sa halagang 22 pesos kada kilo, habang ang natitira ay may farm gate price na 23 hanggang 25 pesos. Ayon kay de Mesa, higit 42 pesos ang average prevailing price ng regular milled rice, habang 45 pesos naman ang well-milled. Inaasahan ng DA na papalo sa 20 million metric tons ang kabuuang ani sa katapusan ng taon. Balita sa rehiyon. Only the best from the Cordilleras. Yan ang asahan ng publiko sa Impakabsat Regional Trade Fair ng Cordillera na gaganapin sa Alabang, Muntinlupa City ngayong Nobyembre. May report si Ala Sunduan ng PTV Cordillera.
Todo paghahanda na ang young entrepreneur na si Avelyn Canag ng Aveline's Handloom Woven Products at Cordilleran Inabel para sa 31st Impakabsat Regional Trade Fair.
Sa t-shirts natin kasi yun usually ang nabibili sa Manila dahil pwede siyang gamitin everyday, kahit walang okasyon pwede pa rin gamitin, kaya nagdagdag tayo ng designs ng mga t-shirts natin.
Isa siya sa tinatayang 70 micro, small and medium enterprises o MSME sa Cordillera na lalahok sa trade fair ngayong November 17 hanggang 26 sa Alabang, Muntinlupa City.
Papalitan namin yung tagline namin ng Only the Best from the Creative Cordilleras. So it will feature products from our 6 provinces in the city of Baguio that will be in the areas of bamboo, wearables and home style, coffee, cacao.
Ayon sa DTI Cordillera, malaking tulong ang aktibidad na ito para sa mga maliliit na negosyo sa rehiyon upang maipakilala at maibenta ang kanilang mga produkto. Umabot naman sa 15 hanggang 20 million pesos ang cash sales ng lahat ng mga kalahok sa Impakabsat sa nakalipas na taon. Ang salitang Impakabsat ay hango sa pangalan ng 6 na probinsya sa Cordillera na Ifugao, Mountain Province, Abra, Kalinga, Apayao, Benguet at Siyudad ng Baguio. Isinama pa dito ang salitang Ilocano na kabsat na ang ibig sabihin ay kapatid. Alas Sunduan para sa bayan.
Mga kababayan, 40 days na lang, Pasko na. At dito nagtatapos ang ating programa sa araw na ito.
Samahan niyo kami ulit bukas para sa mga halagang talakayan at mabilis na aksyon ng pamahalaan. Mula sa DSWD, ako po si Yusek Edu Punay.
Patuloy naming aalalayan at tutugunan ang pangangailangan ng ating mga kababayan. Ako naman po si Chi Atienza.
Ako si Nina Corpus. Sama-sama tayo para sa isang bagong Pilipinas ngayon.
50 taon ng tapat na pagseserbisyo. Kailanman, kahit saan, para sa bayan. Reaching the Filipino from every corner of the country via terrestrial TV. In Luzon, PTV 8 Cordillera, PTV 4 Manila, PTV 4 Palawan, and PTV 4 Naga. In the Visayas, PTV 11 Cebu, PTV 2 Guimaras, PTV 10 Dumaguete, PTV 12 Calbayog, and PTV 8 Tacloban. And in Mindanao, PTV 11 Pagadian, PTV 11 Sibugay, PTV 11 Davao, PTV 8 Agusan del Sur, PTV 8 Cotabato, PTV 7 Zamboanga, and PTV 48 Davao del Norte. And through the power of 6 digital transmitting stations, PTV 14 Manila, PTV 42 Cordillera, PTV 46 Naga, PTV 42 Cebu, PTV 23 Guimaras, and PTV 45 Davao. Connecting with the rest of the world in the era of digital technology. Through the power of television and our extensive online network, we continue crossing borders to serve the timeless news and information, bridging public service through innovative programs, fostering pride in the Filipino, and inspiring the people to be active partners in nation building. Noon hanggang ngayon, kasama mong naglilingkod. PTV.
Pasiglahin ang bawat umaga na puno ng good vibe.
Sari-saring mga impormasyon at kaalaman.
Kaya halina't mag-chill at enjoy!
Kasama ang inyong RSP Barkada dito lang sa
Rise and Shine Pilipinas!
Babiyahe ka ba patungo o palabas ng Pilipinas? Register muna sa etravel.gov.ph. Pumunta sa eTravel website o iscan ang QR code. Sagutin ang online form. I-screenshot o i-download ang iyong personal QR code. At i-present ito sa inyong airline representative bago sumakay at sa quarantine officer sa inyong pagdating. Kailangan mag-register sa loob ng 3 araw bago dumating sa Pilipinas. Gayon din sa mga Pilipinong aalis patungo sa ibang bansa. Ang e-travel registration ay libre at walang bayad. Ang Philippine One-Stop Electronic Travel Declaration System ay pinagsamang inisyatiba ng Department of Information and Communications Technology, kasama ng Bureau of Immigration, Bureau of Quarantine, Bureau of Customs, Department of Tourism, Department of Health, Department of Justice, at ng Department of Transportation.
Serbisyong tapat, mahusay at mabilis, handog ng ating mga lingkod bayan. I-report ang mga sumusunod na paglabag sa maayos sa pagbibigay serbisyo sa mga tanggapan ng gobyerno. Ang pagtangging tumanggap ng aplikasyon o request na kumpleto ang mga requirement. Ang paghingi ng karagdagang bayad o requirement na wala sa Citizens Charter ng tanggapan. Ang hindi pagpapaabot sa aplikante ng disapproval ng kanyang request o aplikasyon. Ang hindi pag-asikaso sa mga aplikanteng nasa tanggapan kapag official working hours pati na habang lunch break. Ang hindi pagbibigay ng OR o official receipt. At ang paggamit o pakikipagsabwatan sa mga fixer upang mapabilis ang transaksyon. I-report agad ang anumang violation sa contact center ng bayan ng Civil Service Commission. Isang paalala mula sa inyong PTV.
PTV Consumer Watch, bantay presyo sa gasolina. Nagbabalik ang batikan at matapang na broadcaster na inyong pinagkakatiwalaan.
Sir, matanong ko lang, saan nyo kinukuha ang tubig nyo? Hindi naman siguro sa Burak, o sa Imbornal. Ang hinahanap natin, yung hoarding.
Okay.
3 buwan na sa mga bodega eh. Anong tawag mo doon?
Erwin Tulfo sa Punto Asintado Reload. Kasama ang isa pang astig na mamamahayag, Aljo Bendijo.
Talaga walang sa-isa itong oil deregulation. Dapat i-regulate na ng pamahalaan. Tiniwangwang na lang, ha? Yun ng developer. Bayad na ito. Mga iring, mga pusang iring.
Punto Asintado Reload. Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 10 na umaga. Simulcast over Radyo Pilipinas. At mapapanood dito lang sa inyong People's Television.
Mapapanood ang PTV
sa bawat sulok ng Pilipinas, reaching millions of Filipinos across the country through the power of terrestrial TV.
Abot na abot namin ang mga Pilipino para sa tapat na balita at impormasyon.
Dito'y Cordillera, kan intero ang Luzon. Da kami, timapang namnamaan.
Sa aton sa Visayas, wala kami mapugong sa pagpaabot sa unsang hitabo.
Dini sa saad ng yuta, Mindanao, PTV, pirmi maminaw para sa paghatod sa balita.
Broadcasting in Luzon, PTV4 Manila, PTV8 Cordillera, PTV4 Naga, and PTV4 Palawan. In the Visayas, PTV11 Cebu, PTV10 Dumaguete, PTV2 Guimaras, PTV8 Tacloban, and PTV12 Calbayog. And in the heart of Mindanao, PTV11 Davao City, PTV8 Cotabato, PTV7 Zamboanga, PTV11 Sibugay, PTV11 Pagadian, PTV48 Davao del Norte, and PTV8 Agusan del Sur. PTV Regional Network, buong katapatang naghahatid ng balitang maaasahan para sa inyong pambansang TV. Disaster Watch. Paghahanda bago ang lindol. Alamin ang mga maaaring magdulot ng pinsala sa inyong lugar. Maging pamilyar sa mga sumusunod. Fire extinguishers, medical kit, exit routes, evacuation plan. Siguraduhing matibay ang bahay at paayos ang mga sirang bahagi nito. Ayusin ang pag-iimbak ng mga nakalalasong kemikal at mga bagay na maaaring maging sanhi ng sunog. Siguraduhing ligtas ang pagkakalagay ng mga mabibigat na bagay. Ihanda ang go bag na naglalaman ng mga kinakailangan. Makipag-ugnayan sa mga lider para sa plano sa paglikas. Pag-usapan din sa pamilya kung saan tutungo sa oras ng kailangan lumikas. Makilahok sa mga pagsasanay ukol sa lindol. Sa panahon ng sakuna, dapat laging listo.
Susunod na programa ay rated PG. Ito ay nangangailangan ng patnubay at gabay ng magulang para sa mga batang manonood.
Walang makapagsasabi kung ano ang mga numerong mananalo sa lahat ng PCSO games. Huwag maniwala sa mga text messages, liham o tawag sa telepono na nagsasabing magbibigay daw sila ng tip kapalit ng pera o cellphone load. Bumili ng ticket sa mga PCSO authorized outlets at PCSO branches bago ang actual draw.
Good evening, Lotto Philippines! Another night of exciting cash prizes, good vibes, and unlimited good news ang pagsasamahan po natin this lucky Wednesday night, November 15, 2023. Welcome po sa 9 p.m. edition ng PCSO Lottery Draw. Dalawang multimillion jackpot prizes at sasamahan pa ng libu-libong cash pa premyo ang naghihintay po sa inyo. So get ready with your tickets at sabay-sabay nating alamin ang mga lucky combinations tonight. Sa makakasama ko po sa pamimigay ng mga papremyo, isang magandang gabi sa iyo, Fe.
Good evening din sa iyo, Eric. At syempre, sa mga televiewers natin sa PTV Network. Shoutout din sa mga online followers natin sa Facebook at YouTube. Another night to play and win at syempre, another night din para makibahagi sa mga programang pangkawang gawa. Sa mga hindi pa po nakakaalam sa pagsali niyo po sa mga PCSO games, bukod sa chance manalo na naglalaki ang papremyo, nagiging kapartner din po kayo ng PCSO sa pagtulong sa ating mga kababayan. Bahagi po kasi ng inyong ibinabayad sa bawat ticket ay inilalaan para sa mga charitable programs.
Yeah, maraming salamat sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa lahat ng PCSO games. At sa lahat po ng may ticket for tonight's draws, good luck po sa inyo. Pero bago po mga papremyo, important reminder po muna tayo kaugnay po sa transition sa bagong lottery system ng PCSO. Ang mga lotto tickets na nabili hanggang September 30, 2023, tanging sa mga PCSO branch offices o sa PCSO main office pwedeng ipa-validate. Habang ang mga tickets naman na nabili simula October 1, 2023, maaring ma-validate sa kahit saang lotto outlet nationwide, sa mga PCSO branch offices o kaya dito po sa PCSO main office.
Okay, i-welcome na natin ang makakalaro natin dito sa studio. Narito po ang ilan sa mga Lotto players who will serve as our Lotto Draw panel of judges. Present din ang mga representatives ng PCSO and the Commission on Audit. Good evening po sa inyo.
And to assist us with our draws, we have our PCSO Assistant Draw Coordinator. Good evening, sir.
Lotto Philippines, it's time to play and win.
Let's play your favorite Lotto games. Sa isinagawang pre-draw procedures, natunghayan ng Lotto Draw Panel of Judges and draw representatives from the PCSO and the Commission on Audit ang mga paghahanda bago ang live Lotto draws. Sa pamamagitan ng machine inspection at machine testing, siniguro po na maayos ang kondisyon ng mga draw machines. Only the operation of the remote switch button ang may human intervention. Sa drawable case selection, 3 sets ang pinagpilian sa bawat game. Randomly, pumili ang chairperson ng isang set ng bola na gagamitin. Lahat po ng bola ay tinimbang para masiguro na halos pantay-pantay ang bigat ng bawat bola. Properly documented at covered po ng video ang bawat activity. Matapos pa siguro na ito'y kumpleto, ang draw team member ang maglo-load ng draw balls na gagamitin sa mga draws. First in the pot, ang Grand Million Jackpot. At dahil wala ho tayong jackpot winner last Monday, tonight's jackpot prize is 29,700,000 pesos net of the agent's prize commission. Sir, please press that button and let's play Grand Lotto 655. Thank you, sir. Grand Lotto fans, umpisa na ng papremyo. 55 draw balls numbered 1 to 55 ang nasa loob ng draw machine na mag-isang pipili ng 6 winning numbers. Good luck po sa mga may tickets. The first number is 52. Sa mga jackpot-bearing games gaya nitong Grand Lotto, paghahatian equally ang jackpot kung dalawa o higit pa ang winners. Second number, 5. Sa Grand Lotto, panalo kayo ng 60 pesos pag nag-match ang 3 numbers nyo sa winning combination. Third number is 6. Sakali namang 4 winning numbers ang inyong makuha, 1,500 pesos ang maiuwing papremyo. Fourth number, 38. At kung 5 out of the 6 winning numbers ang nasa ticket ninyo, 100,000 pesos ang instant panalo. Fifth number is 27. One more lucky number to complete our Grand Million combination. Good luck, Grand Lotto players. The sixth and final number is 53. Again, tonight's Grand Lotto 655. Winning numbers in any order: 52, 5, 6, 38, 27, and 53 with a jackpot prize of 29,700,000 pesos net of the agent's prize commission. Mega Million Jackpot coming right up. Let's play Mega Lotto 645. Mega Philippines, wala rin hong jackpot winner last Monday. So tonight's jackpot prize is 16,797,490 pesos and 20 centavos net off the agent's prize commission. Muli sir, please press that button and let's play Mega Lotto 645. Maraming salamat sir. Lotto players, nasa Mega Lotto draw na tayo. This time, 45 draw balls numbered 1 to 45 ang laman ng ating draw machine. 6 lucky balls pa rin ang hinihintay natin for the official winning combination. The first number, 34. Ingatan po ang mga Lotto tickets. Bawal mabasa o mainitan yan. Tandaan, kailangan mabasa po ng validating machine ang detalye ng winning ticket pag nag-claim na kayo ng inyong premyo. Second number is 36. Sa Mega Lotto, panalo kayo ng 30 pesos pag nag-match ang 3 numbers nyo sa winning numbers. The third number, number 5. 1,000 pesos naman ang premyo kung makuha ang 4 out of the 6 Mega Lotto winning numbers. The fourth number is 45. At sakaling 5 winning numbers ang nasa ticket po ninyo, 32,000 pesos ang panalo. Ang Mega Lotto nalalaro Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Fifth number is 15. 1-5. Isang number na lang hinihintay natin. Makukumpleto na ang ating winning combination na may jackpot prize na 16.7 million plus. Good luck sa mga may tickets. The sixth and final number is 32. Muli po ang ating Mega Lotto 645 winning numbers in any order: 34, 36, 5, 45, 15, and 32 with a jackpot prize of 16,797,490 pesos and 20 centavos net of the agent's prize commission. Exciting din ang mga papremyong dala ng mga digit games. Susunod po yan sa aming pagbabalik.
Maraming nagtatanong tungkol sa loto. Maliban sa 20 pesos, swerte ang puhunan para maging instant milyonaryo. Oportunidad at pagkakataon ay di mabilang para makamit ang swerte. Tunay na pinagkakatiwalaan sa anumang sulok ng mundo. Ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Sugod na sa mga Lotto outlets at bumili ng mga tickets ninyo. Para sa bayan, PCSO laging nandyan. Araw-araw, let's play Lotto!
Sa unang digit game, 4 numbers ang may hatid na panalo. Hindi pababa sa 10,000 pesos per 10 peso play at pwedeng umabot sa 100,000 pesos per 10 peso play ang pwedeng mauwi nyo. Yan ay pag nakuha in exact order ang 4D Lotto 1 ang combination. May system plays din dito tulad ng Roll 1, Roll 4 at Permo Rumble. Good luck 4D Lotto players! At narito na ang ating 4D Lotto 1 ang combination. For the first number, we have 3. For the second number, the number 5. The third number is 0. And the fourth and final number, the number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's 4D Lotto 1 ang combination. 3, 5, 0, and 3 in exact order. Aarangkada na ang papremyo sa 3 numeros, kaya hawakan ang mga tickets para sa 3D Lotto game. Dito sa 3D Lotto, 3 numbers nyo pwedeng manalo ng 4,500 pesos per 10 peso play. Kapag nag-match sa mapipiling 3D Lotto 1 ang combination in exact order, 750 pesos or 1,500 pesos naman ang pwedeng mapanalunan kung nag-rumble ito system play. Thrice daily ang papremyo nito every 2 p.m., 5 p.m., and 9 p.m. At nakapili na ng 3D Lotto 1 ang numbers. For the first number, we have 1. For the second number, 0. And for the third number, the number 8. Muli po ang ating 3D Lotto 1 ang combination ngayong gabi. 1, 0, and 8 in exact order. And for our last game tonight, hahataw sa paghatid ng panalo ang dalawang masaswerteng numero. So let's play the 9 p.m. edition of 2D Lotto. Lotto players, 4,000 pesos per 10 peso play ang panalo pag nag-match ang 2 numbers nyo sa ating winning combination in exact order. Sa Rambolito system play naman, 2,000 pesos ang naghihintay na papremyo. Sa mga nanalo, may 1 year kayo to claim your prizes. Good luck po sa ating 2D Lotto players! And here's the results of the 2D Lotto draw. For the first number, we have 15. And for the second number, the number 26. Recapping the 2D Lotto 1 ang numbers for the 9 p.m. draw, we have 15 and 26 in exact order. Congratulations to all the winners! Para sa mga nagtatanong na schedule ng mga Lotto games, narito po.
Hi guys! Sa mga first-time players at aspiring Lotto millionaires, para sa inyo ang infomercial na ito. Araw-araw ang tsansang manalo dahil araw-araw din ang swerteng hatid ng mga games ng PCSO. From Monday to Sunday, 2D Lotto at 3D Lotto 3 times a day nakakasalo. That's every 2 p.m., 5 p.m., and 9 p.m. draws. Tuwing alas 9 ng gabi, back-to-back ang mga pampagood vibes na dala ng samot-saring digit at jackpot-bearing games. Every Mondays and Wednesdays, mega saya ang dala ng 2D Lotto, 3D Lotto, 4D Lotto, Mega Lotto 645, and the Grand Lotto 655. Nag-uumapaw ang multi-million excitement every Tuesday. Hatid ng 2D Lotto, 3D Lotto, 6D Lotto, Lotto 642, Super Lotto 649, at Ultra Lotto 658. Ready ang Super Jackpot every Thursday. Hatid ng 2D Lotto, 3D Lotto, 6D Lotto, Lotto 642, and Super Lotto 649. Sigurado mag-enjoy kayo every Friday sa weekend treat ng 2D Lotto, 3D Lotto, 4D Lotto, Mega Lotto 645, and Ultra Lotto 658. Talbog ang Sabado night gimmick dahil big time ang panalong dala ng 2D Lotto, 3D Lotto, 6D Lotto, Lotto 642, and the Grand Lotto 655. At pagdating ng Sunday, game na game pa rin ang Lotto Barkada sa papremyong hatid ng 2D Lotto, 3D Lotto, Super Lotto 649, at Ultra Lotto 658. Huwag palampasin ang pagkakataong maging Lotto Milyonaryo. Laging siguraduhin may Lotto ticket kayo at araw-araw, let's play Lotto!
Magandang gabi din po sa mga SCL players. Para po sa inyong kaalaman, authorized na ang ilang SCL agents na gamitin ang national draw results para po sa kanilang operations. Para po sa updated list ng authorized SCL AACs, panoorin po natin.
Ilang paalala at good news naman from PCSO. Susunod na sa segment na What You Should Know.
Disaster Watch. Alamin ang Modified Tropical Cyclone Wind Signal System para sa mga paparating na bagyo. Signal number 1. Isa itong tropical depression na nagtataglay ng bahagyang lakas ng hangin at tatama sa loob ng 1.5 araw. Posible itong makadulot ng pinsala. Walang pasok ang mga bata sa preschool. Signal number 2. Ito ay tinatawag na tropical storm na may dalang katamtamang lakas ng hangin at posibleng tumama sa loob ng 24 oras. Pinapayuhan ng lahat na isecure ang kanilang mga bahay at kagamitan at wag na munang maglakbay. Wala ring pasok ang mga mag-aaral mula sa preschool hanggang high school. Signal number 3. Ito ay severe tropical storm na posibleng tumama sa loob ng 18 oras. Pinapayuhan ang mga residente na lumikas sa mabababang lugar, baybayin at tabing ilog at maghanda sa pagkawala ng kuryente at komunikasyon. Walang pasok sa lahat ng antas ng edukasyon. Signal number 4. Ito ay isang ganap na typhoon na maaaring tumama sa loob ng 12 oras at nagtataglay ng napakalakas na hangin. Dapat manatili muna sa bahay at lumikas mula sa mga mapanganib na lugar. Signal number 5. Ito ay isang super typhoon na nagtataglay ng napakalakas na hangin at posibleng magdulot ng malawakang pinsala. Manatili sa loob ng matibay na gusali at mag-monitor sa mga weather update para sa inyong kaligtasan. Sa panahon ng bagyo, dapat laging listo. PTV Crime Watch. Mga paalala laban sa human trafficking. Ang Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act ay batas na ipinasa upang wakasan ang human trafficking sa bansa. Layunin itong protektahan ang mga biktima, lalo na ang mga kababaihan at kabataan. Sa ilalim ng batas, bawal ang pagre-recruit, pagkulong at pagbabiyahe ng mga tao patungo o palabas ng bansa. Gamit ang pagbabanta, panlilinlang, pamimilit at pag-aabuso ng kapangyarihan para sila ay ipasok sa prostitusyon, sapilitang pagtatrabaho, pang-aalipin, pagbebenta ng human organs at iba pang uri ng pananamantala. Kumilos laban sa human trafficking. Alamin ang inyong mga karapatan at makipag-ugnay sa mga organisasyon at ahensya ng pamahalaan na maaaring magbigay proteksyon. Huwag basta maniwala sa mga nag-aalok ng trabaho, lalo na sa text at social media, at i-report ang anumang gawaing kahina-hinala. Sama-sama nating sugpuin ang problema ng human trafficking.
Ang lagi ho naming paalala sa lahat, huwag pong tatangkilikin ang mga iligal. At maging mapanuri po sa nakikita online. Gaya na lamang nung Lucky Pick 3 at Sweatress Hearing Facebook pages na hindi ho konektado sa amin. Huwag ho kayong maniniwala dyan. Maging yung Pakiloto at Sure Lotto, hindi rin ho produkto ng aming tanggapan. Para po makasiguro na legit ang game na inyong sinasalihan, sa mga authorized Lotto outlets and authorized STL representatives lamang pumili ng inyong mga ticket.
At ito ang siguradong legit, isa pa pong official Facebook page ng PCSO, yung PCSO Games Online Hub. Sa page na ito makikita ang updated Lotto draw results, jackpot estimates, announcement of winners, advisories at iba pang programa at activities ng PCSO. Kaya mag-like and follow na po.
Isa pa po sa mga mandato ng PCSO ang pagbibigay ng mandatory contributions. Gaya na lamang po sa Sabado, November 18, 2023, ang malilikom po na charity fund mula sa 6D Lotto Draw ay ilalaan para sa mga programa ng Philippine Sports Commission. Alinsunod po ito sa Republic Act 6847. Kaya sana po, suportahan natin ang mga atletang Pilipino.
Sa usapang pangkalusugan naman, patuloy po ang free medical and dental outpatient services ng PCSO para sa lahat. Pumunta lamang po kayo dito sa PCSO Main Office, Conservatory Building, Shaw Boulevard, Mandaluyong City from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Huwag pong kalimutan ang photocopy ng inyong valid ID pati na ang inyong vaccination cards dahil fully vaccinated individuals lamang ang makakatanggap ng nasabing serbisyo.
Para po sa iba pang health programs ng PCSO, panoorin po natin.
Libreng konsulta ba ang hanap ninyo? Meron tayo niyan dito sa PCSO. Inihahandog ng PCSO Multi-Specialty Clinic ang free medical services para sa inyo. Tuwing Lunes, ready to serve you ang aming mga cardiologist and neuropsychiatrist mula alas 9 na umaga hanggang alas 12 ng tanghali. Available naman ang ating mga ENT doctor and pulmonologist every Tuesday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. At pagsapit ng Miyerkules, pwede kayong kumonsulta sa aming mga gastroenterologist and endocrinologist. Sa mga may problema sa buto, handang maglingkod sa inyo ang aming orthopedic surgeon every Thursday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. At kung may problema sa inyong paningin, worry no more dahil ang ating ever-reliable ophthalmologist na ang bahala sa inyo. Tuwing araw yan ng Biyernes mula 2 p.m. hanggang 5 p.m. All these services are free. Kaya bumisita na sa PCSO Multi-Specialty Clinic. Pero reminder lamang po, fully vaccinated individuals lamang ang makakapag-avail ng mga nasabing serbisyo. Kaya dalhin po ang inyong mga vaccination cards, pati na din ang inyong mga valid ID with photo. For your inquiries and appointments, tumawag lamang sa aming Medical Services Department sa telephone number 8846-8757.
Para po sa kaalaman ng lahat, sa ilalim ng PCSO Medical Access Program, lahat ng kahilingan para sa mga gamot na pang-chemotherapy, post-kidney or liver transplantation, hemophilia, at ipuwitin injection ay kailangan ng kalakip na official quotation galing sa retailers, drugstores, pharmacies, ospital o dialysis centers. Para sa kumpletong listahan, bisitahin ang PCSO website. I-click ang e-services tab at i-click ang list of medicine providers accepting PCSO guarantee letter nationwide. Para sa karagdagang kaalaman, magpadala ng mensahe sa email address na pcsomain.charity@pcso.gov.ph para sa NCR. Maaari ring makipag-ugnayan sa Charity Assistance Department sa telepono bilang 8366-3329 o kaya sa pinakamalapit na PCSO branch na matatagpuan sa directory ng PCSO website. p.m. draw results. For the 3D Lotto, we have 4, 1, and 6 in exact order. And for the 2D Lotto, we have 18 and 20 in exact order. And for the 5 p.m. draw results for the 3D Lotto, we have 6, 3, and 0 in exact order. And for the 2D Lotto, we have the numbers 16 and 23 in exact order.
Sa mga hindi umabot sa mga draws kanina, eto na po ang resulta ng ating 9 p.m. draw. Simulan natin sa 2D Lotto winning numbers. We have 15 and 26 in exact order. For 3D Lotto, we have 1, 0, and 8 in exact order. At sa 4D Lotto, we have 3, 5, 0, and 3 in exact order.
Para naman po sa ating Mega Lotto 645 in any order, 34, 36, 5, 45, 15, and 32 with a jackpot prize of 16,797,490 pesos and 20 centavos net of the agent's prize commission. And for the Grand Lotto 655 in any order, 52, 5, 6, 38, 27, and 53 with the jackpot prize of 12,000 pesos net of the agent's prize commission.
Alamin na po natin kung may jackpot winners tayo ngayong gabi. Ayon po sa PCSO Data Center. For the Mega Lotto 645, we have no winner. At sa Grand Lotto 655, also no winner.
Sa mga nanalo naman po ng consolation prizes, congratulations po! Reminder, you only have 1 year to claim your prizes pero huwag nyo na hong patagalin. Baka masira o mawala pa yung mga winning ticket. Ang paraan naman kung paano mag-claim ng inyong premyo, eto, panoorin po natin. Napakasaya ng manalo, napakadali pang mag-claim ng premyo sa mga Lotto games ng PCSO. Kung isa ka sa pinalad na maging Lotto winner, isulat ang iyong pangalan at pirmahan ang likod ng inyong winning ticket. Kung 20 pesos hanggang 10,000 pesos ang napanalunan, maaaring i-claim ang inyong premyo sa kahit saang authorized Lotto outlet near you. And for winners of more than 10,000 pesos up to 300,000 pesos, you can claim your prizes at the nearest PCSO branch in your area and present 2 valid IDs. Kung ikaw naman ang super swerteng jackpot winner, dalhin lamang ang inyong winning ticket at 2 valid IDs sa PCSO Main Office, Shaw Boulevard, Mandaluyong City. Tandaan lamang, may 1 taon kayo mula sa petsa ng inyong pagkapanalo para makapag-claim ng inyong premyo. To all the winners, congratulations po! Reminder ho, sa Sabado sa ating 6D Lotto, the higher the sales, mas malaki ang mapupunta po para sa ating sports, Philippine Sports Commission. Yan po ay mga pinagmumulan ng mga atletang nagbibigay ng karangalan sa Pilipinas, no? Kaya wag niyo natin kalimutan ang 6D Lotto game on Saturday. Okay? Unlimited ho ang pagkakataong manalo dito sa PCSO Lottery Draw. Kaya bukas, maaga pa lang, bili na ng tickets for the 2, 5, and 9 p.m. draws. Games natin, 2D Lotto and 3D Lotto. Sasamahan pa ng 6D Lotto. Lotto 642 with an estimated jackpot of 5.9 million pesos. Sa Super Lotto 649 naman, itong maganda 138 million pesos. At sa biyernes sa ating Ultra Lotto 658, 130 million pesos. Don't forget your tickets for your chance to become the next Lotto millionaire.
That's all for tonight para po sa PCSO Celebrado the 3rd.
Ako po si Eric Kimson. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Stay safe and healthy para sa bagong Pilipinas.
10 taon ng tapat na pagsiservisyo. Kailanman, kahit saan, para sa bayan. Reaching the Filipino from every corner of the country via terrestrial TV. In Luzon, PTV 8 Cordillera, PTV 4 Manila, PTV 4 Palawan, and PTV 4 Naga. In the Visayas, PTV 11 Cebu, PTV 2 Guimaras, PTV 10 Dumaguete, PTV 12 Calbayog, and PTV 8 Tacloban. And in Mindanao, PTV 11 Pagadian, PTV 11 Sibugay, PTV 11 Davao, PTV 8 Agusan del Sur, PTV 8 Cotabato, PTV 7 Zamboanga, and PTV 48 Davao del Norte. And through the power of 6 digital transmitting stations, PTV 14 Manila, PTV 42 Cordillera, PTV 46 Naga, PTV 42 Cebu, PTV 23 Guimaras, and PTV 45 Davao. Connecting with the rest of the world in the era of digital technology. Through the power of television and our extensive online network, we continue crossing borders to serve the timeless news and information, bridging public service through innovative programs, fostering pride in the Filipino, and inspiring the people to be active partners in nation building. Noon hanggang ngayon, kasama mong naglilingkod. PTV.
Susunod na programa ay rated PG. Ito ay nangangailangan ng patnubay at gabay ng magulang para sa mga batang manonood.
Tonight's top stories. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. lauds Filipinos and Filipino Americans for their contributions to the country's economy and development during his meet and greet with the Filipino community in San Francisco. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. underscores the importance of digitalization to help transform and develop the financial sector during his speech via hologram at the 2023 Singapore FinTech Festival. Newly minted Maharlika Investment Corporation President and CEO Rafael Consing Jr. lays out plans to boost tourism infrastructure, agro-urbanism, energy security, and digital infrastructure sectors. Overseas Filipinos' personal remittances increased by 2.6% to $3.23 billion in September 2023 from $3.15 billion recorded in the same period last year. The government's fiscal deficit dropped to 5.7% of gross domestic product, or GDP, from January to September this year. K-pop boy group 17 adds another concert day following their sold-out Follow tour in the country next year. These stories and more on PTV News Tonight.
Good evening. Welcome to PTV News Tonight. Oftentimes, the president's meet and greet with the Filipino community and his trips abroad is scheduled towards the tail end of his visit. That's why Filipinos in San Francisco were thrilled after meeting the leader of the land in the flesh almost as soon as he landed in the United States for the APEC summit. Alan Francisco keeps us in stride with the president's activities live. Good evening, Alan.
Charms as soon as President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. landed yesterday at San Francisco International Airport, he immediately proceeded to the Filipino community. He mentioned that he is happy to begin his activities by interacting with the Philcom.
Vincent, a Filipino-American, planned to visit San Francisco, California upon learning President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. would be visiting to meet with them. Now, he has had the opportunity to personally see the president up close. This Filipino community event is the first President Marcos' first day itinerary before his participation in the APEC leaders meeting later today in the Bay Area's most famous city.
It's a good feeling, I've been watching him since the beginning of his campaign, and I'm waiting for the Marcos kind of leadership.
The feeling of Reese and John was identical upon seeing the president.
And every time, we feel a deep sense of pride na nakikita namin ng Pangulo. Every time, meron siya laging optimistic na message.
First time ko siya nakita.
Okay, so how was your feeling, sir?
Oh, grabe. It's a dream come true.
Earlier, Filipino singers Jaya and JR also performed.
We welcome you with open arms and with much love and warmth. Just like we would welcome anybody in this country, lahat naman tayo wini-welcome ng bansang ito. So galing sa aming mga Pilipino.
I feel very honored kasi syempre not every day you get to sing for the President of the Philippines. Kaya, I'm very proud to showcase my talent and my charisma on stage for everybody.
In the president's speech, he thanked the Filipino and Filipino-Americans for their contributions in helping the Philippines. He said that the diligence of the Filipinos, particularly in America, during the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic was priceless and praiseworthy.
1 in every 5 nurses here in the West Coast are trained in the Philippines. Our Filipino nurses, our doctors, our first responders, essential workers, have all demonstrated the timeless Filipino virtues of malasakit, pakikipagkapwa, at ang bayanihan. We are all grateful for your selfless service to humanity, and we look up to you as role models for future generations of Filipinos and Filipino-Americans.
Meanwhile, a series of activities is lined up for President Marcos where he is expected to discuss significant global issues.
May gera ngayon sa Ukraine, nagkagera na ngayon sa Israel. At ito po, meron tayong mga problema sa South China Sea. Ito po ay mahalaga na makausap natin lahat ng ating mga kasamahan. Lahat ng mga ating kaalyado na bansa na tumutulong sa atin.
And since San Francisco is known as the center of technology and innovation, President Marcos expects to attract investments and increase foreign direct investments in the country.
Investments from the United States have seen an upward trend of $6.2 billion in 2022, or a 15.7% increase from 2021. In addition, California is an important trade and investment partner of the Philippines. Our country is also important to the state, as it has been the most popular destination for greenfield investment from our country.
The Philippine delegation will also conduct business meetings for their partnerships with other countries. President Marcos will also push for the strengthening of digital connectivity and digitalization at APEC. Also in energy security, especially clean energy, the Philippines is expected to sign business agreements here in America.
Charms, as of this moment, it's past 5 in the morning, and later today or later in the morning, the Philippine delegation will meet with a semiconductor company and a technology company and a lot more. President Marcos Charms will also deliver his opening remarks with the CEO Summit here at APEC. So live here in San Francisco, I'm Alan Francisco. Charms.
Many thanks, Alan Francisco.
President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. spoke before participants of the 2023 Singapore FinTech Festival via hologram. In his speech, the chief executive underscored the importance of laying the foundation for a digital future in the finance sector. He also highlighted the country's openness to entering into collaborations to be able to attain such goals. The president added the Philippines is very much willing to adapt to new technologies to keep in step with the changing times.
The Philippines is likewise cementing its position as a hub for digital innovation and entrepreneurship, with a dynamic startup scene that holds immense promise. We invite you to look at these startups and explore potential partnerships to ensure our mutual growth and shared prosperity. Let us come together and harness the power of technology to create a more sustainable, inclusive, and prosperous world in this digital age.
Growth in 4 industrial sectors, unimpeachable integrity as custodian of the people's wealth in the pursuit of accomplishing goals, and a vow to grow the startup investment like only a true hedge fund manager can. Promises the newly ordained Maharlika Fund head honcho made as the MIF goes into active mode and operation early next year. PTV's Kenneth Pasyente has more.
Following his appointment as President and CEO of Maharlika Investment Corporation, which will manage the Maharlika Investment Fund, Rafael Consing Jr. laid out MIC's plan to properly use the country's sovereign wealth fund. According to Consing, on the targeted rollout date before the end of the year, the MIF will focus on growth in 4 sectors, including tourism infrastructure, in which 197 infrastructure flagship projects of the current administration are included. Also, the modernization of some airports and transportation project adjustments to promote the tourism destinations of the country and impact the economy substantially.
Really, what you want to be able to do is to enhance and to reintroduce basically the tourism proposition of the Philippines. And the main objective, putting it in very simple terms, is to get the tourist from where it's originating to his destination as soon as possible time. And when we talk about that, we're talking about really physical connectivity.
Agro-urbanism, or strengthening of the agriculture industry and ensuring the welfare of farmers, are priorities of the government, which MIC will focus on, as well as building a sustainable ecosystem for local food production.
But in terms of agriculture, specifically, that was the other idea that I had, was basically consolidating lands that have been fractionalized over generations. Okay? When the comprehensive agrarian reform was implemented in the late 80s, farmers had about 5 hectares per farmer. And because of generational fractionalization, it's now down to about 0.8. It's actually done 2 things. It's not only reduced the amount of land per farmer, it's similarly reduced the amount of productivity by roughly about 17% according to studies, whereas all our neighbors' productivity have all risen. So what we'd like to do is to be able to consolidate those and redevelop them, and then go to agro-industrial investors coming from abroad.
Energy security and digital infrastructure are among the MIF's priorities. Consing assured the MIC will try to grow MIF from its initial fund of 75 billion pesos by relentlessly wooing investors. And to make sure that the country's first sovereign wealth fund is in good hands, the MIC has ordained the responsible individuals to be its officers to administer and manage the fund.
We will hire a world-class professional and management team, hired on the basis of what we call 3 I's: integrity, intelligence, and initiative, in that order. Second is we will ensure that we will initiate rigor, instill rigor rather. That means putting in place or establishing a process that's going to be consistently applied over all investment opportunities in order for us to get to the investment decision. And third is transparency in governance.
Consing also denied the requirements for the PCEO post of the MIC was relaxed under the revised IRR of the MIF so he could get the position. He says he applied for it and submitted the requirements before the deadline on September 25. He also emphasized the pending cases against him, which surfaced a few days after his appointment to the MIC, have been dismissed. Kenneth Pasyente for The Nation.
The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas reported personal remittances from overseas Filipinos rose to 2.6% in September this year. The total personal remittances in January to September amounted to $27.24 billion, up by 2.8% from $26.49 billion in the same period a year ago.
Fitch Solutions subsidiary BMI eyes the country to hit 2% to 4% inflation target by next year. BMI predicts the country's gross domestic product next year will rise to 6.2%, higher compared to this year's projection of 5.7%.
Meanwhile, the government's fiscal deficit fell to 5.7% of gross domestic product, or GDP, for the first 9 months of 2023 from 6.5% last year. It is also lower than the expected target of 6.1% of the medium-term fiscal framework, or MTFF, for 2023. Reducing the fiscal deficit has profound economic significance. Mostly, it results in more careful management of the country's funds without relying on borrowing, and it provides easier and faster management of the country's wealth, resulting in a healthier economic condition.
The Philippine government has secured a $400 million loan from the Asian Development Bank to improve revenue generation and support the country's post-pandemic economic recovery. This loan will be used to modernize tax administration and systems with a focus on increasing tax compliance and reducing tax avoidance. The ADB expects these reforms to raise the tax to GDP ratio and ensure sustainable financing for the country. The loan comes as the government faces challenges in achieving its annual growth targets due to high interest rates limiting investment activity.
Man does not live by bread alone, especially when prices are poised to surge big time. And bakers and panaderias are all set up the prices of pandesal, buns, sliced bread, and just about every pastry or sweet treat on the shelf or menu. Right now, a good number of bread makers are trying to stretch their expenses to the max, short of raising prices, but operating costs are mounting, and the hike in prices is a question of when rather than if. Among the bread products expected to surge are the all-time favorite pandesal by 2 pesos a piece, 30 to 50 pesos for an entire cake, and 50 centavos each for potato pandesal.
Minimal lang po siya. Yung other expenses like yung fuel, parang taas din po. Ang asukal, although di na po gumalaw ngayon, medyo bumaba ng konti, pero mataas pa rin from the previous months and previous years. So yun naman po yung factor sa justify po namin sa konting price adjustment.
The National Economic and Development Authority, or NEDA, has released the implementing rules and regulations of the Philippine Digital Workforce Competitiveness Act. The IRR outlines the establishment of an Interagency Council, or IAC, for the development and competitiveness of the Philippine digital workforce, which will be chaired by NEDA and composed of 8 other government agencies. The IAC will also formulate a national roadmap on digital technology and digital skills and establish a centralized online portal for training and skills development programs. Up next, a pharma giant axed 500 jobs at its UK site as part of cost-cutting measures. The news continues after some important reminders. Don't go away.
Saan mapapanood ang PTV?
Sa bawat sulok ng Pilipinas, reaching millions of Filipinos across the country through the power of terrestrial TV.
Abot na abot namin ang mga Pilipino para sa tapat na balita at impormasyon.
Dito'y Cordillera, kan Intero ang Luzon. Da kami, timapang namnamaan.
Sa aton sa Visayas, wala kami mapugong sa pagpaabot sa unsang hitabo.
Dini sa saad ngayuta, Mindanao, PTV, pirmi maminaw para sa paghatod sa balita.
Broadcasting in Luzon, PTV4 Manila, PTV8 Cordillera, PTV4 Naga, and PTV4 Palawan. In the Visayas, PTV11 Cebu, PTV10 Dumaguete, PTV2 Guimaras, PTV8 Tacloban, and PTV12 Calbayog. And in the heart of Mindanao, PTV11 Davao City, PTV 8 Cotabato, PTV 7 Zamboanga, PTV 11 Sibugay, PTV 11 Pagadian, PTV 48 Davao del Norte, and PTV 8 Agusan del Sur. PTV Regional Network, buong katapatang naghahatid ng balitang maaasahan para sa inyong pambansang TV. Ang mga kwento sa likod ng bawat suntok, puntos at atake, tungo sa pagtagumpay. Mula mismo sa mga alamat sa larangan ng palakasan. Kasama ang veteranong mamamahayag ng kwentong sports, Bill Velasco. Masters of the Game. Dito lang sa PTV. PTV Consumer Watch, bantay presyo sa gasolina.
Pasiglahin ang bawat umaga na puno ng good vibe.
Sari-saring mga impormasyon at kaalaman.
Kaya halina't mag-chill at enjoy!
Kasama ang iyong RSP Barkada dito lang sa Rise and Shine Pilipinas!
Health Watch, alertong pangkalusugan. Mag-ingat sa dengue. Ang dengue ay isang viral infection na nagmumula sa kagat ng lamok na Aedes na sanhi din ng iba pang sakit gaya ng Zika virus at chikungunya. Ito ay nagdudulot ng mataas na lagnat, pamamantal, pananakit ng kasukasuan at kalamnan, panghihina, pagdurugo ng ilong, pagsusuka at pagdurumi na may kasamang dugo. Ang mga sintomas ay karaniwang nagtatagal mula 2 hanggang 7 araw. Sa unang senyales ng dengue, kumonsulta agad sa doktor. Uminom ng maraming tubig, inumin ng mga gamot na nireseta, at magpahinga. Iwasan din ang pag-inom ng aspirin at ibuprofen. At ikonsulta muna sa inyong doktor kung iinom ng herbal o alternative medicine. Tandaan, ang kalinisan ang pinakamabisa nating panlaban sa dengue. Health Watch, alertong pangkalusugan.
The Departments of Health and Labor and Employment took their turns to have their proposed spending for next year heard, thrashed out, and hopefully approved in today's presentations. For the Department of Health, senators hashed over the issue of vaccine wastage to determine exactly the cost that went down the drain as a result. And then the thorny issue of pro-life versus pro-choice politics marred into the Commission of Human Rights presentation and put their proposal in peril when senators took exception on an alleged official statement hinting on decriminalizing abortion, as our Daniel Manalastas reports.
It seems like the proposed budget of the Commission on Human Rights might be in peril, as their budget sponsor warned of receiving a zero or reenacted budget for next year, due to a CHR's official statement hinting to decriminalize abortion.
That is possible. Why not? Or reenacted. If they do not give me or the Senate a stand on abortion or against abortion, then I have to talk to my colleagues to give them a zero budget. Everything is possible, lalo sa BICAM. Hindi siya mag-operate. Maliwanag. Siguro yung personal services na lang, yung sweldo ng mga tao.
Senator Jinggoy Estrada issued a warning of not defending the Commission's budget
unless they give a clear and concise and a strong stand against abortion. And that is the time that I will defend the budget. But if they do not have any clear stand on abortion, if they still insist and if they still pursue that line, yung pag-decriminalize ng abortion, then I will ask the Senate President to look for a replacement for me. Because I will not defend the budget.
Senators deferred already the CHR's budget last night and expressed disappointment over the issue.
Perhaps we should abort the deliberation of their budget, Mr. President, so that they would have time to meet up and come up with a solid position.
May I also put on record that this representation, Senate President of the Philippines, is vehemently against abortion.
I do not mind opinions. It is their right, especially on contemporary human rights issues. But as far as abortion is concerned, it is settled in our Philippine Constitution. Article 2, Section 12.
Meanwhile, Senate President Juan Miguel Zubiri shared the CHR's letter to the Senate, which states the Commission considers paramount the right to life and that it adheres with the 1987 Constitution. Therefore, CHR is against abortion. Meanwhile, during the budget deliberations on Department of Health's budget, the issue on COVID-19 vaccines wastage was brought up.
The vaccine wastage, or the COVID vaccine wastage is 49,730,000 doses, no? And the reasons for this wastage are expiration beyond shelf life. Napakarami po nun kasi nga yung binanggit ko na 49.7 million doses. Of that, it's 38.54 ang expired or beyond shelf life.
Daniel Manalastas for The Nation.
Contrary to a widely held belief, a half serving of rice does not adversely affect a business owner's bottom line or earnings for the day. In fact, not only do sales numbers go up, but it estimates dealing with waste or unnecessary leftovers. Hence, a win-win deal for both vendor and customers, as our Mela Lesmoras dwells on the finer points of a piece of proposed legislation on the matter in this report.
Edna's been running a small eatery for 20 years now. More than the dishes she preps, she said rice stops on customer orders because most of them pair it with piping hot soup that comes for free and enough for an entire meal. Edna offers full serving, but customers can also opt for half a cup of rice portion.
Minsan kasi hindi natin kayang ubusin eh. Nasasayang yung kanin na pwede pa sa ibang tao ibigay.
To conserve rice and avoid wastage, several proposals are now being pushed at the House of Representatives to mandate all eateries in the country to sell a half cup of rice. Under House Bill number 9536 or Proposed Rice Waste Reduction Act of 2023 of House Deputy Majority Leader Janet Garin. She wants to impose penalties on restaurants, eateries, canteens, and other food establishments that do not offer a half-cup serving of rice, and fines for violators may range from 10,000 pesos to 30,000 pesos.
Napakahalagang maintindihan ng taong bayan na bawat isa sa atin ay may kontribusyon para pababain ang presyo ng bigas at mabawasan yung global rice shortage. The more that people are aware, the more support that we will be gaining, mas mapapabilis ang pagpasa ng panukalang batas na ito.
For our countrymen, what can they say about this?
Pabor.
Bakit po?
Para maka-order ng kalahati.
Pabor dahil siyempre pag kulang ang pera pang isang di kalahati pwedeng umorder, gano'n.
In a press conference in Malacanang recently, the Department of Agriculture expressed support for this bill, which no less than President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. had also filed in 2013 when he was still a senator. But as of the moment, the Congress has yet to act on the proposal. Mela Lesmoras for The Nation.
Various topics were discussed during a lower house hearing today, including the recognition of the athletes in the field of esports who brought honor to the country recently. Almost immediately after the hearing started, House Resolution 1250 that seeks to give recognition to Philippine national esports team Cebol that won the gold medal in the 15th IESF World Esports Championships for Mobile Legends held in Romania last September was approved. Also, lawmakers scrutinized the field of online gaming timing, including all the details about this new form of sports competition, especially since House Bill 1285, which seeks to declare October of every year as the National Esports Month, is being pushed.
We're really happy because number one, initially kasi medyo may bad connotation ng esports or video games eh. 'Di ba? Sabi nila medyo hindi maganda 'yan, wag kang masyadong maglaro ng ganyan. Pero again, with responsible gaming, nakita naman ng Congress at iba't ibang mga tao sa gobyerno na this is something na brings glory and pride to the country. And to be fair, yung esports kasi kasama na yan sa Asian Games, SEA Games, so malaki na yung difference na paglalaro lang sa bahay sa pagiging national athlete. So sport na rin talaga siya maituturing.
The U.S. dollar went down slightly amidst a softer inflation reading that fostered investor optimism that the Federal Reserve has finally reached an end to its monetary tightening cycle. In the meantime, the Chinese yuan was propped up by domestic industrial output and retail sales growth that exceeded expectations. Still, the latest development was received generally as further evidence that slow progress on China's economy is being made. And the United Nations warned the world is severely off track in reducing emissions this decade, which has been blamed as the main culprit to global warming and climate change. Just weeks before negotiations on mitigating global warming, the UN Climate Change Organization stressed anew the world is not acting fast enough to curb greenhouse gas emissions. Global temperatures have been observed as rising continuously, with 2023 projected to be the warmest year in human history thus far.
British inflation in October was lower than expected, with annual consumer price inflation dropping to 4.6% from 6.7% in September. This was the smallest increase in 2 years and has led to increased speculation of rate cuts by the Bank of England next year. The drop in inflation was primarily driven by lower household energy prices and a general softening of price pressures. Despite the drop, the UK still has the highest rate of consumer price growth among G7 nations. Meanwhile, Pfizer eyes to slash 500 jobs at its site in Sandwich, Kent in the UK as part of its cost-cutting measures. The company announced a program in October after lowering its revenue forecast due to lower than expected sales of its COVID-19 vaccine and treatment. The demand slump also led to Pfizer posting its first quarterly loss since 2019. Pfizer shares were up 2% on Tuesday, but have lost about 42% of their value this year due to concerns over demand for its COVID products.
And here are the results of tonight's multi-million peso lotto draws from the PCSO.
Good evening, Lotto players. For those who missed our draws today, November 15, 2023, I'll be doing a recap of the winning numbers. Let's start with the results of the 2 p.m. draw. For the 2D Lotto, we have 18 and 20 in exact order. And for the 3D Lotto, we have 4, 1, and 6 in exact order. And the results of the 5 p.m. draw. For the 2D Lotto, we have the numbers 16 and 23 in exact order. And for the 3D Lotto, we have 6, 3, and 0 in exact order. And finally, the results of the 9 p.m. draw. For the 2D Lotto, we have 15 and 26 in exact order. For the 3D Lotto, we have 1, 0, and 8 in exact order. And for the 4D Lotto, we have 3, 5, 0, and 3 in exact order. For the Mega Lotto 645, in any order, the winning numbers are 34, 36, 5, 45, 15, and 32, with a jackpot prize of 16,797,490 pesos and 20 centavos net of the agent's prize commission. And for the Grand Lotto 655, in any order, 52, 5, 6, 38, 27, and 53, with a jackpot prize of 29,700,000 pesos net of the agent's prize commission. do we have jackpot winners tonight? According to the PCSO Data Center, for the Mega Lotto 645, we do not have a jackpot winner. And likewise, for the Grand Lotto 655, no jackpot winner. That's all for tonight. I'm Eric Imson for the PCSO Lottery Draw Recap. Thank you and good evening.
The Philippine Stock Exchange Index gained 60.25 points or 0.99%, finishing at 6,171.13. All shares also rose 21.44 points or 0.65%, closing at 3,307.72. All sectoral counters except for industrial ended in positive territory, led by property with 1.48%. Total volume of shares traded was 448 million, valued at 4.522 billion pesos. Advancers and decliners tie at 84 with 47 issues unchanged. We'll now give you the latest buzz here in Pop Culture Corner. First up, K-pop boy group 17 has added a second show to their Follow concert tour next year due to high demand. The new show is scheduled on January 14, 2024, Sunday at the Philippine Sports Stadium in Bulacan. Tickets will go on sale starting tomorrow, November 16, via SM Tickets online and outlets. The 13-member group made a comeback with 17th Heaven in October. Award-winning actress Nadine Lustre will be returning with a brand new series, Road Killers. The highly anticipated series is directed by Ray Red and will premiere on Prime Video on November 30th. The Filipina actress won her second FAMAS Best Actress Award with her performance in Greed in August.
The shear line will affect the weather conditions over the southern Luzon. Based on Pag-asa's forecast, this weather system will bring cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms in Metro Manila, Calabarzon, Bicol Region, Eastern Visayas, Oriental Mindoro, Occidental Mindoro, Marinduque, and Romblon. Meanwhile, the northeast monsoon will prevail over Cagayan Valley, Apayao, Kalinga, Ifugao, Mountain Province, Aurora, Ilocos Region, the rest of Cordillera Administrative Region, and Central Luzon. And let's find out what the weather will be like in key Philippine and Asian cities. Coming up, the arrival of another batch of Filipino repatriates from Gaza. The details and more stories when PTV News Tonight returns.
At your service, Pilipinas. Ako po si Chi Atienza. Samahan niyo kami tuwing alas 12 ng tanghali, Lunes hanggang Biyernes, para sa isang bagong Pilipinas ngayon. Dito lang sa PTV.
Disaster Watch. Alamin ang heavy rainfall warning system ng Pag-asa. Yellow rainfall warning. Pinapayuhan ng lahat na mag-monitor ng mga weather update sa inyong lugar. Maghanda sa posibleng pagbaha sa mga mabababang lugar at tabing baybayin. Orange rainfall warning. Mas malawak na pagbaha ang inaasahan at posibleng magka-landslide sa mga tabing bundok. Bumuo ng isang emergency kit at maghandang lumikas sa anumang sandali. Red rainfall warning. Inaasahan ang matinding buhos ng ulan sa loob ng 2 oras na magdudulot ng malawakang pagbaha at landslide. Para sa inyong kaligtasan, agad na lumikas papunta sa ligtas at mataas na lugar. Sa panahon ng kalamidad, dapat laging listo. Disaster Watch. Alamin ang mga dapat ilagay sa go bag bilang paghahanda sa anumang sakuna. Maglagay ng tubig na maiinom at mga pagkaing hindi madaling masira. Maglaan ng espasyo para sa first aid kit at survival kit para sa mga hindi inaasahang pangyayari. Huwag kalimutan ang toiletries para mapanatili ang kalinisan sa katawan. Samahan din ang mga damit at beddings na magtatagal ng ilang araw. At para ligtas at may alam, magdala ng personal protective equipment at mga teknikal na gamit. Sa panahon ng kalamidad, dapat laging listo.
Huwag tayo maging dayuhan sa sarili nating bayan.
Karamihan sa amin ay nag-asawa na lang, walang pinag-aralan, hindi po kami educated. Bakit ipinanganak ako na IT ako na parang walang mga opportunity na para sa amin?
Nagbabaon kami, kanin lang, ang ulam, bagoong, gano'n. Talagang wala nang kaya ang magulang ko.
Hango sa kwento ng mga totoong tao. Tahanan ng mga award-winning documentaries. Public Eye sa PTV.
The city of Gaza is condemned a no-man's land where no one is safe. Hence, all foreigners, to include enlightened homegrown migrant workers, have left, given the worsening status of survival in the battered Palestinian enclave. Our Rod Lagusad narrates the arrival of the latest batch of repatriates from Gaza in this report.
It was their fourth time at the border between Gaza and Egypt when Nadia's Palestinian husband was finally given permission to cross the border.
We reached Egyptian border. We stay there more than like 10 hours or 12 hours just waiting. Actually, I am the last one left the border. It was they are doing the best to put my name and to get approval for me to be out.
Amidst a sense of relief, there was still sadness because he didn't know the current status of their family.
Hindi ko po talaga masabing masaya, pero masasabi ko po grateful po talaga ako na buhay po kami at nakalabas kami. Nasa isip po namin hanggat wala kami sa Pilipinas parang hindi pa safe eh.
Right now, they just want to get some rest from their unimaginable ordeal in Gaza. They're among the 13 Filipinos, including 7 children and 6 Palestinian spouses, who returned to the country tonight. They are the last batch of Filipinos and Palestinian spouses from Gaza, who earlier signified a desire to be repatriated as the war rages on. According to DFA Assistant Secretary Paul Cortez, those who have been repatriated are thankful.
Nagbigay ng konting financial assistance sa kanila pagdating nila ng Ehipto. So, binayaran din natin yung ticket nila pa uwi dito. Pagdating naman dito, tutulungan sila ng OWA at ng DSWD. At merong mga local government units na nagbigay ng, nag-express ng interest para tulungan din yung mga kababayan natin para maka-rebuild sila dito.
The DFA is coordinating with local government units and other government agencies for possible additional repatriation. Right now, there are still 26 Filipinos left in Gaza who can't leave and are tied up with their Palestinian spouses.
We will always welcome itong mga kababayan na ito, even if they quote-unquote miss the bus, kung sakali man you want to put it that way. But our commitment stands for those of our kababayans who wish to come home. We will help you. We will continue to assist you.
At the moment, the DFA doesn't have information on when the gates at the Rafah crossing, the border between Gaza and Egypt, will reopen. Nonetheless, the Philippine embassies in Jordan and Egypt are ready to provide assistance at any given moment. Rod Lagusad for the Nation.
To further strengthen the country's naval force, the AFP joint exercise at sea, sky and land were successfully conducted in collaboration with other uniformed agencies of the Philippine National Police and Philippine Coast Guard. Bea Bernardo tells us more in this report.
How ready is the armed forces of the Philippines in the event of an intrusion from an aggressor coming from the sea? This is the scenario of the AFP joint exercises Dagat, Langit, Lupa or Ajax Dagit Pa exercise in Ilocos Norte. This is where military's new asset and warfare skills are tested in defending our territory.
We engage them using ground-based artillery and our air assets. Initially, the first engagement was from our 105s and 155mm howitzers, coming from both the Philippine Army and the Philippine Marines, with the detection coming from the Air Force Build 205s. And the second one was engagement from our air assets, mainly the Super Tucanos and the AW-109s.
AFP Chief of Staff General Romeo Browner Jr. personally witnessed this particular military exercise. According to him, it is important to strengthen the interoperability among the AFP members. The Philippine National Police and the Philippine Coast Guard also participated in the training.
Yung Ajax is an exercise where the three components of the armed forces of the Philippines exercise together in order for us to practice operating together, yung interoperable operations natin ang pinapractice natin dito between the Army, the Air Force, and the Navy.
Bronner also said besides leveling up their combat war exercises, they're also conducting command exercises at Camp Aguinaldo, which hones the ability of senior military officers to respond when disorder breaks out. Aside from Ajax Dagit Pa exercise, the Kamandag exercise is also happening in the province between the Philippines and the U.S. Marine Corps. A jungle obstacle course was also inaugurated at the headquarters of the 4th Marine Brigade. The U.S. and the Philippine soldiers show off their athleticism and physicality in the obstacle course.
But the symbolism of this is both countries working together to build something. It could be an obstacle course today. It could be something bigger in the future.
Japan and the United Kingdom contingent also participated as observer of the training. Bronner hopes the reciprocal access agreement between Japan and the Philippines will be signed next year. The RAA is similar to the Visiting Forces Agreement between the Philippines and the United States. Bea Bernardo for The Nation.
A senator vented his ire on a government official whom he accused of falsely implicating him in a traffic violation that he vehemently denies. Thus, when the two met in the sacred halls of the Senate, many expected fireworks from both the accuser and the accused. Exactly what exchange the two public servants had, Daniel Manarastas reveals in this report.
Kung ikaw nasa lugar ko, diba meron kayong body cam? Ang laki ng pondo ng MMDA sa body cam, yung mga hearsay, tapos babanggitin mo sa media. Hindi, para mag-name tag ka ng senador.
It was the confrontation between Senator Bong Revilla and namesake MMDA Task Force Special Operations Unit Head Colonel Bong Nebrija at the Senate when Nebrija went to the Senate to personally offer his apology to the senator regarding the EDSA Carousel busway incident.
Kung ako na lang, di ako na lang po. But the buck ends with me. The responsibility ends with me. Yun po ang ang ng commander eh. I need to make decisions. I need to make decisions. It is not to ruin the senator. Alam ko po yung pangalan ng senator. We have common friends. Wala po akong intention na sirain. Kaya kung nagkamali ako na lang po. Ako na lang. That's part of my responsibility.
Masakit kasi yan eh.
Yes sir, I know
Masakit yun.
sir.
And ayoko, I'm sure dito sa mga pangyayari na to, mayroon pa rin mambabash pa rin sa amin, and that is so unfair. Dahil tayo sumusunod sa batas trapiko, matindi na yung pinagdaanan ko sa buhay, tapos wawasakin nyo ng ganyan lang ng walang kakwenta-kwenta. Yung mga tao nagsasuffer sa traffic.
Like what I've said.
Tapos yung ganyan VIP treatment, sasabihin pipili, ile-let go mo, dapat tinikitan mo.
Yes sir, that's my fault.
Diba?
Like what I've said. Sir.
Tapos nilet go mo, tapos wawasakin mo.
Revilla denied he was the one apprehended by the MMDA in the EDSA busway. Nevertheless, the senator insists there should be no exemption to the enforcement of the law.
Tikita nila. Hindi yung gagamitin mo sa publicity para sumikat ka at magpapogi ka at the expense of what?
MMDA Chairman Romando Artes explained some lapses during the incident, while Nebrija faces suspension as the investigation ramps up and completes.
Ang sinasabi ko kay Colonel Nebrija, bakit lumalabas yung mga pangalan? Tapos hindi naman pala verified. Whether verified or not, hindi na dapat kasi nababash unnecessarily, natikitan mo na nabash ko. So, may mali po sa proseso namin, which is iaayos po namin. As I've said, we'll be issuing a suspension order kay Colonel Nebrija pending investigation.
As the tensions wane, both parties shook hands and Revilla eventually accepted his apology.
Pero okay lang, I accept your apology. I'll leave it to you, Chairman, kung ano man yung maging decision mo kay Colonel Bong Nebrija. Sa akin lang, I hope you understand kung bakit naging ganito yung reaction ko. Dahil kung ikaw man yung lumagay sa lugar ko, you will do the same thing.
Yes, sir. I understand. I fully understand, sir.
Mapapaanak ng teteng ka talaga.
Daniel Manalastas for The Nation.
The Quezon City Prosecutor's Office issued a subpoena to former President Rodrigo Duterte to explain his side after ACT Teachers Party List Representative Franz Castro filed a grave threat complaint against him. The subpoena, signed by Quezon City Senior Assistant City Prosecutor Ulrich Badiola, is ordering the former president to appear before the office of the city prosecutor from December 4 to 11. The prosecutor's office of QC is also expecting Duterte's counter affidavit and will not entertain a motion to dismiss the case. The complaint stemmed from a statement that Duterte made over a TV program that aired on October 11.
A group filed a petition before the Supreme Court for the junking of the confidential funds allotment to government agencies. This and more in tonight's national news wrap-up. The group Ulat Bayan filed a petition before the Supreme Court to junk the allotment of confidential funds to government agencies. A 45-page petition for certiorari and mandamus was filed before the High Court. The group also asked that the executive order issued by former President Rodrigo Duterte and Joint Circular 2015-1 of the Commission on Audit be nullified.
Confidential fund, they have to justify kung bakit kailangan hindi disclose to the public. Yung pera galing sa public Kasi tayo ang nagbabayad tayo ng buwis. Pera natin yun So yung gumamit yan, accountable to us.
Department of Science and Technology Philippine Nuclear Research Institute, or DOST PNRI researchers bagged several awards from the Seoul International Invention Fair 2023 held in South Korea from November 1 to November 4. The researchers brought home gold for the hemostat technology and silver for the carrageenan plant growth promoter. The hemostat technology also received special awards, including excellent efforts in creating an invention by the Korea Invention Promotion Association and Best International Invention and Innovation by the National Research Council of Thailand. Sharms Espina for The Nation.
The Department of Budget and Management had already released a total of 69.4 billion pesos year-end bonus, or YEB, and cash gift for all qualified government employees starting today, November 15. The YEB is equivalent to 1 month of basic pay as of October 31st, while the cash gift is worth 5,000 pesos. Eligible government personnel must have rendered at least 4 months of service from January 1st to October 31st and remained in government service as of October 31 to receive the bonuses. The DBM has allocated 45.3 billion pesos for the YEB of civilian personnel and 15.2 billion pesos for military or uniformed personnel in national government agencies. 8.9 billion pesos was allocated for the CG of over 1.7 million civilian and military personnel. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. expressed gratitude to the government workforce for their dedication and urged them to strive for a better future for the country.
The Philippines has been named the Destination of the Year at the 2023 Tripzilla Excellence Awards. According to Tourism Promotions Board, the country also won the coveted Sustainability Leader of the Year Asia Award for the second consecutive year. TPB Chief Operating Officer Maria Margarita Montemayor Nograles said the accolades are a testament to their passion to showcase the beauty of the country and their efforts in championing sustainability and providing genuine local experiences.
The season of Advent and Christmas can only be felt completely with the glitz and glee appropriate illumination wrapped around the tree of the season can bring. In addition, Quezon City Hall spruced up its premises with a Christmas manger reenactment, decor or Belen, an array of colorful and dazzling native Christmas lanterns, pots of poinsettias, and a host of other bells and whistles for maximum visual appeal. And to punctuate today's event, a formidable 50-footer was officially raised at the public square amid a complimentary fireworks display to light up the night sky. Everyone is invited to come over and soak in the spirit of the season and spread the Christmas cheer.
It is one of pop art's most enduring and recognizable logos, associated with the most durable and most successful band in the history of rock and roll. The ruby red lips with the oversized tongue sticking out of the gaping mouth came out in the early 70s after frontman and lead vocalist and rock and roll icon Mick Jagger commissioned an English art designer, John Pasha, to design a new image for the band in 1970. Based on the image of Kali, the Indian goddess of destruction. Known as the Hot Lips logo, the image has epitomized rock and roll's most famous brand. That's endured for 7 decades and sold tens of millions of vinyl records, audio cassettes, and compact discs. In his recent visit to Mumbai to watch the World Cup of cricket games, Jagger shared photographs of himself standing in front of the Hot Lips logo. The logo is emblematic of free expression, mischief, and rebellion against authority, which fits the band to a T. In the meantime, the issue of Israel's unrelenting bombing and armed foray into Gaza hospitals is not a matter of the Jewish state's right to defend itself, but rather whether such overkill that has led to thousands of innocent children and women's deaths is wrong or right. And the growing voices worldwide against the unspeakable horror unleashed by the Netanyahu government speaks of an excessively immoral act that fits exactly into the domain of war crimes. And in protest against Israel's dogged determination to annihilate Hamas at the expense of innocent people's deaths, Bethlehem churches have canceled Christmas celebrations, as VOA's Yan Brochat reports.
Bethlehem will be a somber place this year. The Palestinian city, revered by Christians as the birthplace of Jesus Christ, won't have any celebrations. No lights, no fireworks, and no Christmas tree. The 3 main churches here, Greek Orthodox, Armenian, and Catholic, have agreed to only conduct religious ceremonies.
This year is going to be totally different. There won't be any lights. We will not have the Christmas tree. We will be mourning those who are being slaughtered in Gaza. There's a deep atmosphere of grief here, and all the churches have decided to only have religious services for Christmas.
Israel declared war after Hamas militants launched a surprise attack in Israel on October 7th. About 1,200 people were killed and 240 others seized and taken into Gaza as hostages. Hamas, a U.S.-designated terrorist group, runs the Gaza Strip. Bethlehem hosts one of the most important Christmas celebrations worldwide. Every year, the city is lit up with thousands of lamps and decorated with one of the biggest Christmas trees in the Holy Land. Since the war between Israel and Hamas broke out on October 7, the churches in Bethlehem host only local believers. Tourists and pilgrims have fled, affecting the city's economy, which relies on its visitors. Sellers like Hadar Hussain agree with the somber moment, but say it's a bit too much not to have even a Christmas tree.
I'm a Muslim, but I don't think this is the correct decision not to set the tree this year. This is a tradition. For centuries we have been doing it. It's a symbol that unites us. I agree it shouldn't be lit, but the tree should be there.
People here in Bethlehem, they say this is going to be a very sad Christmas for them, not only because there won't be any kind of celebrations here, but also because they say they feel really sad for what's going on in Gaza. Although most of the people here, they are Christians, they say they are Palestinians, and they really sad about what's going on with the killings, the bombings, and the war against Hamas in Gaza.
So we feel sad, but all what we can do here is pray, because the most important thing here is the birth of Jesus and the prayers. So the festivals, it's something like extra. If they cancel that, okay, we are sad. Our kids are sad because they enjoy it, but the most important thing is still here.
The Church of Nativity won't be closed for Christmas. Priests here say this is going to be a very sad Christmas. The service will take place as usual in all churches. Yan Buesha, VOA News, Bethlehem, the West Bank.
In the meantime, here's a recap of today's lottery draws. For the 2 p.m. draw, the winning numbers for the 3D Lotto are 4, 1, 6, and 1820 for 2D Lotto. For the 5 p.m. draw, the lucky numbers for the 3D Lotto are 6, 3, 0, and 1623 for 2D Lotto. For the 9 p.m. draw, beginning with the 4D Lotto, the winning numbers are 3, 5, 0, and 3, while the lucky numbers for the 3D Lotto are 1, 0, 8, and 1526 for 2D Lotto. For the Grand Lotto 655 with a jackpot prize of 29,700,000 pesos, the lucky numbers are 52, 5, 6, 38, 27, and 53. For the Mega Lotto 645, the winning numbers are 34, 36, 5, 45, 15, and 32, with a jackpot prize of 16,797,490 pesos and 20 centavos. There are no winners for the Mega Lotto 645 and Grand Lotto 655. Our intellectual stimulation for tonight comes from Stephen William Hawking, English theoretical physicist, cosmologist, and author. He is also considered as one of the greatest physicists of our time, and he once said, "However difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at." I'll make this really short and sweet. This speaks to me about hope, because hope may be frail, but it's hard to kill. And once you grab hold of even just the tip of hope, I think great things are ahead. William.
Yes, even anybody can make a difference. You know, you just have to believe in it enough.
And there are 40 days left before Christmas. So goes PTV News Tonight's roundup of tomorrow's headline stories. I'm Sharms Espina.
I'm William Theo. Join us again tomorrow on PTV News Tonight.
Susunod na programa ay rated PG. Ito ay nangangailangan ng patnubay at gabay ng magulang para sa mga batang manonood.
Pleasant greetings, y'all. Proud Filipina Sharms Espina here, who's counting the days till we turn the page and start fresh. But before we do, and there's still over a month and a half left till the new year, let's do a little throwback or reminiscing on last year, 2022, and the start of the Russia-Ukraine war, the battle versus the COVID-19 pandemic by way of ramped-up vaccination, and the Uvalde, Texas shooting massacre that left 19 kids and 2 school teachers dead, as covered in this VOA feature, Farewell 2022.
Farewell 2022. Let's take one last look at the stories that shaped this year. War in Ukraine, business in Africa, the enduring and evolving COVID pandemic. A look back at the year that was and what's coming in 2023. On The Inside Story, Farewell 2022.
Hello, I'm Carla Babb, reporting from the Pentagon, where we've been following one of the year's most important stories, Russia's war on Ukraine. The United States has so far committed more than $19 billion in military aid since February 24th. That's on average about $2 billion per month for weapons, ammunition, training, and other Ukrainian defense needs. Let's take a look at what weapons have been most effective on the battlefield, what additional weapons experts say are still needed, and what's yet to come. The battle for Ukraine is now a lethal artillery duel, with both sides burning through tens of thousands of rounds each week.
It's been the artillery systems that have really won the day on many occasions for the Ukrainian defenders.
Analysts and former officials say the most effective systems the U.S. has provided to Ukraine are the UK-built M777 howitzers and high-mobility artillery rocket systems, more commonly known as HIMARS.
There are hundreds of Ukrainian baby boys that are named HIMARS now because it's had such an impact there. And it is that long-range precision that is making such a difference.
Defense officials tell VOA the U.S. has delivered 20 HIMARS to date. The U.S. has provided Gimler's rockets for these HIMARS systems, which have a range of about 90 kilometers.
That's good, but that's not enough. The ATACMS rocket, also fired by HIMARS, would give a range of 300 kilometers. If the Ukrainians had that now, they could already be hitting Sevastopol and other critical sites inside Crimea.
As Russia improved its counter-drone capabilities on the battlefield, Ukraine used American-made Switchblade drones, Phoenix Ghost drones, and Turkish-made Bayraktar drones, or UAVs, for intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance.
Ukrainians have basically taken their UAV to ground force pairing to an art form. They're a lot more flexible. A lot of their units actually feature tactical and long-range UAVs for artillery strikes, for providing situational awareness to the Ukrainian forces. And in many cases, they're simply better aware of where Russians are and can react much faster.
But Russia has an influx of drones as well from its ally, Iran. According to the Pentagon, Russia has deployed hundreds of Iranian-made attack drones to target critical infrastructure in Ukraine. To knock them out of the sky, Ukrainian forces use air defense systems like American-made Stingers, heat-seeking missiles with a range of about 5 kilometers, small enough to carry on foot. Analysts say Ukrainian forces have managed to shoot down between 60 to 85% of Russia's Iranian-made drones. Last month, the Pentagon delivered 2 NASAMS to Ukraine, National Advanced Surface-to-Air Missile Systems, which can target drones, aircraft, and cruise missiles.
From what I hear, it's in the 30s for 30, kind of 35 attempted intercepts, 35 intercepts. It's doing very well. It's defending major cities.
But Ukraine still struggles to defend itself from Russia's Iskander ballistic missiles, striking deep inside Ukrainian territory. The Pentagon's solution, officials tell VOA, will be to send Patriot missiles to Ukraine to counter these weapons. But retired Rear Admiral Mark Montgomery warns the U.S. would likely need at least 6 months to a year to train Ukrainians to use the complex and costly system.
Each round of Patriot is between $3 and $4 million apiece. That is a very expensive system. It would use up a lot of the money being set aside for them.
Overall, analysts agree that U.S. and NATO weapons provided to Kyiv have critically helped Ukraine defend its homeland, with the former commander of U.S. Army Europe making this bold prediction to VOA.
If we keep doing what we're doing right now, then
I think Ukraine is on track to liberate Crimea by the end of August.
The Crimean Peninsula, illegally annexed by Russia since 2014, serves as a hub for Russian fighters in Ukraine. Freeing it would be a huge blow to Moscow. Sweden and Finland saw Russia's invasion of Ukraine as unacceptable and formally asked to join NATO for collective protection. Our senior diplomatic correspondent Cindy Sain brings us up to date on where their NATO membership stands.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken has welcomed his Swedish and Finnish counterparts to the State Department, where the top issue was both countries' applications to join NATO. The two countries have a long history of military non-alignment, but that changed after Russia invaded Ukraine last February. Blinken said Sweden and Finland share NATO's values and are already integrating into the alliance while they are waiting on approval from all 30 NATO countries. The holdup on their accession has been Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, who accuses Sweden of being a haven for terrorists. Blinken said efforts to resolve the stumbling blocks are ongoing.
What both countries have done in engaging with Turkey and with NATO itself has been to address those concerns in tangible ways.
Blinken said he is confident that NATO will soon be able to welcome Finland and Sweden as members. But Finnish Foreign Minister Pekka Haavisto expressed concern that Turkey has yet to set a date for their parliament to ratify the accession.
Of course, what we are still missing is the clear date and clear plan of the Turkish parliament to deal with this issue. And we know that Turkey is going to the elections. Of course, our hope is that this decision should come from Turkey rather sooner than later.
Turkey is expected to hold elections next May or June. Last month, Sweden's parliament passed a constitutional amendment that will make it possible to pass tougher anti-terror laws, a key demand from Turkey to approve Stockholm's NATO membership bid. Experts say the new legislation will make it easier to prosecute members of the Kurdistan Workers' Party, or PKK, blacklisted by Ankara and most of its Western allies. High-level diplomacy is ongoing, as both Finland and Sweden have warned that time is of the essence, because Russian President Vladimir Putin's aggression is unpredictable. Russia's foreign ministry has warned that it would view Finland or Sweden joining NATO as a threat to its security and would respond. Cindy Sain, VOA News.
While Sweden and Finland will extend NATO's border with Russia to the Arctic, there's no place more critical to aiding Ukraine than Poland. It's the pass-through for those billions of dollars of military weapons that we discussed earlier, along with humanitarian supplies. And it's been the destination for millions of Ukrainians fleeing the fighting. From Warsaw, VOA Eastern European Bureau Chief Miroslava Gongadze explains Poland's vital role.
One day before Russia invaded Ukraine on February 24th, Polish President Andrzej Duda visited Kyiv and promised that Poland would never leave Ukraine alone. After the war began, Poland welcomed Ukrainians fleeing the war and treated them as guests. Łukasz Adamski, deputy director of Moroszewski Center in Warsaw, pointed out that Poland became a home for millions of Ukrainian refugees. Ukrainian citizens have extended rights in Poland and vice versa. Poland also has played a crucial role in facilitating the delivery of Western weapons, systems and humanitarian supplies to Ukraine. Adamski said that the Russian threats changed the not always smooth relationship between Ukraine and Poland.
War contributed significantly to the intensification of bilateral contact, to the enormous improvement of trust and liking to each other. And it also revealed that both states have common interests, common vision of future.
In May, Polish President Duda spoke to the Ukrainian parliament in person, the first foreign leader to do so since the war began. He stressed his support for Ukraine's request to join the European Union and criticized those in Europe who suggested that Ukraine accept some of Russian President Vladimir Putin's demands. In his view, any territorial concession to Russia would be the blow to the entire Western world.
Only Ukraine has a right to decide its future. Only Ukraine has a right to decide for itself. The world must demand from Russia the total withdrawal from Ukraine's territory and stop breaking international law.
In 2022, Poland became one of Ukraine's main military supporters and, along with fellow Baltic states, a lobbyist for Kyiv's integration into EU and NATO. Warsaw's strong support for Ukraine contributed to an improvement in what had been a period of fairly bumpy relations with Washington. U.S. President Joseph Biden visited Poland in March, meeting Ukrainian refugees and American troops on the ground. During his trip, he asserted the United States' strategic goal of supporting Ukraine's fight for democracy and self-determination and identified Poland as an important battlefield in the struggle for freedom and security in Europe. With Polish territory being a base for Ukrainian support, Poland has become an indispensable U.S. ally for European security. Miroslava Gongadze, VOA News, Warsaw, Poland.
Pivoting now to the U.S.-Africa Summit in Washington, leaders from nearly 50 African nations were invited by President Biden to boost cooperation and blunt the growing influence of China and Russia. Accompanying the summit, a commitment of $55 billion by the U.S., investing in Africa's economy, security, and health. VOA White House correspondent Anita Powell takes us inside the summit.
President Joe Biden says he's serious about Africa's success and has a serious plan to get the continent on better footing.
And the United States is committed to supporting every aspect of Africa's inclusive growth and creating the best possible environment for sustained commercial engagement between Africa companies and American companies. The United States is all in on Africa's future.
U.S. officials announced that they would give African nations $55 billion over the next 3 years, much of it directed toward health and climate projects. On Tuesday, Biden also announced an agreement between the U.S. and the new African Continental Free Trade Area, and a range of other bilateral agreements that he said would unlock economic growth in the world's fastest-growing continent. And he said the U.S. is taking this relationship online by working with Congress to invest about $350 million in what he called the digital transformation with Africa.
And this will include partnerships between African-American companies to provide cybersecurity services to make sure Africa's digital environment is reliable and secure.
The U.S. ambassador to the United Nations told VOA that U.S. assistance won't be affected by African nations' reluctance to condemn Russia and cut ties over its invasion of Ukraine.
We're not paying countries to vote for condemning Russia, and we're not threatening countries who decide not to vote, but we are appealing to them. We're appealing to their values. We're appealing to right versus wrong.
And the new Prime Minister of Lesotho, also the richest man in the tiny southern African nation, told VOA's Peter Claudy that African leaders also want to see a 10-year extension of the African Growth and Opportunities Act, which confers duty-free status on some African exports.
We have just negotiated this morning with the senators that we need to extend AGOA by 10 years because it's coming to an end in 2025. So we have already started negotiations in that part. AGOA is very, very, very important to us as a country.
The last summit that brought dozens of African leaders to Washington was 8 years ago. But administration officials say their commitment to the mother continent is as strong today as it ever was. Anita Powell, VOA News, Washington.
Africa's Sahel region has been a battleground for influence for more than a decade. 2022 saw a 50% increase in the number of deaths as terrorism and political instability sowed fear in 3 countries while displacing millions of people. From Niger's capital of Niamey, our Henry Wilkins sorts out the fighting factions in the Sahel.
As the Western Sahel conflict entered its 11th year in 2022, violence grew worse. Data from the Armed Conflict Location and Event Data Project shows around 9,000 fatalities due to conflict in 2022, up from about 6,000 the year before. Analysts say many in Sahel countries are exhausted by the worsening conflict, which this video on social media purports to show, and they are looking to new international partners for solutions. Some in the region, like Bacharu Ouedraogo in Burkina Faso, believe Russia will remedy the country's insecurity.